Fiesta Foods in Beresford is a family-owned grocery store that offers a convenient one-stop shop for everything you need when it comes to groceries. With their weekly ad and their website, you can also find the deals in every aisle.
Ag Service Partners is your trusted company for Pioneer seed, chemicals, and crop insurance. Pioneer Seeds has developed and tested products to meet your challenges in the field. Ag Service Partners also has you covered when the white rain comes or anything else you may need with crop insurance. Tested and tried chemicals right here in the area to provide the best yield for your field. Write down the number and contact Ag Service Partners for the best farming season year in and year out.
For over 80 years, Sioux Corporation has been designing and manufacturing industrial pressure washers, steam cleaners, water heaters, water chilling systems, and steam generators to serve the needs of their customers. Sioux premium equipment is designed and built with reliability, performance, durability, and user safety as its top priorities. Sioux is locally owned and operated in Beresford and a proud supporter of all things Watchdog activities.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right marketing. Plus, you can work with me, Pete, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started and help you build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
If it's time for a new look, maybe it's time we talk. Hi, I'm Scott Dorcas with Premier Systems Roofing. We offer free inspections and estimates, full labor and manufacturing warranties, and we are a preferred contractor for insurance companies. We've been a South Dakota company since 2002, serving the entire state. We are proud to sponsor South Dakota sports and entertainment. Premier Systems Roofing. On time, on budget, and on call 24/7.
It's known as a hidden gem, one of the best 9-hole golf courses in South Dakota. The Bridges at Beresford Golf Course is top-notch, but with the golf season coming to an end, the Bridges still has plenty going on. Their event center can accommodate weddings, anniversaries, bridal showers, baby showers, or meetings. Save their phone number, check out their website, and be sure to sign up for their monthly e-newsletter to stay up to date on specials and events at the Bridges at Beresford.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Service local telephone company, providing telephone service, sales, high-speed fiber optic internet packages, and professional surveillance systems for both commercial and residential customers. Beresford Telephone also offers the only in-town gig-certified internet provider, which offers the highest services. Wanting to upgrade your existing service? Contact Beresford Telephone today. Let them get started on your high-speed services in no time.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Shear, Magnolia, Salon, and Beauty Bar offers you normal services but more. We offer haircuts for men, women, and children. Aaron and Kale are the 2 stylists. They don't have specific hours but will stay open late to accommodate families that are always on the go. Their services include full body waxing, mani-pedis, coloring, spray tanning, and more. They are your #1 choice for all things beauty. Located in Beresford, South Dakota. Call 605-763-2011 for your appointment.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, you can be confident you're getting the best. You can buy in store or order what you need online for curbside pickup or delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace at participating stores.
Find Benjamin Moore paint and other great products at your locally owned Olson's Ace Hardware in Beresford.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Classics Lounge in downtown Beresford is your destination for fun with darts, pool, and to catch all the action no matter what game it is. The colder season is here. Keep your perfect golf swing by using the indoor golf simulator. From the gridiron to the court, Classics is your spot to catch all activities of Watchdogs Live. Ready to cool off with a cold one? Classics Lounge is always ready to serve them up with a bite to eat too. That's Classics Lounge in downtown Beresford.
Customer service is more than just a word. It's what Jensen Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance does every day.
We have more companies than most agencies in town. We're able to find a competitive market for each family. We're able to farm that out, quote it with each of our carriers, including Auto Owners Insurance, of course, and see where it best fits.
In Sioux Falls, Beresford, and Elk Point, go to jensenagencyonline.com to find out more. Jensen Insurance Agency, building relationships since 1944.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Are you stuck in a job that gives you no family life? Work for Sioux Steel and enjoy a 4-day work week. Choose from first or second shift and receive a sign-on bonus. Sioux Steel builds farm bins and livestock solutions. Sioux Steel is hiring right now for machine operators and general laborers for both first and second shift. Sioux Steel makes it easy to apply. Go to their ProTech division in Lenox for walk-in interviews Monday through Thursday from 1 till 5, or apply online at SiouxSteel.com. Join the Sioux Steel team and work a flexible, family-friendly 4-day work week.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, W-E. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family-owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years' experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Fiesta Foods in Beresford is a family-owned grocery store that offers a convenient one-stop shop for everything you need when it comes to groceries. With their weekly ad and their website, you can also find the deals in every aisle. And don't forget about their butcher counter in the back that features the best cuts of meat in the area. Fresh bakery and fresh produce, Fiesta Foods has it all when you're looking to shop in the Beresford area. No matter the season, open 7 days a week, it's Fiesta Foods in Beresford.
Ag Service Partners is your trusted company for Pioneer seed, chemicals, and crop insurance. Pioneer Seeds has developed and tested products to meet your challenges in the field. Ag Service Partners also has you covered when the white rain comes or anything else you may need with crop insurance. Tested and tried chemicals right here in the area to provide the best yield for your field. Write down the number and contact Ag Service Partners for the best farming season year in and year out.
For over 80 years, Sioux Corporation has been designing and manufacturing industrial pressure washers, steam cleaners, water heaters, water chilling systems, and steam generators to serve the needs of their customers. Sioux Premium Equipment is designed and built with reliability, performance, durability, and user safety as its top priorities. Sioux is locally owned and operated in Beresford and a proud supporter of all things Watchdog activities.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
If it's time for a new roof, maybe it's time we talk. Hi, I'm Scott Dorcas with Premier Systems Roofing. We offer free inspections and estimates, full labor and manufacturer warranties, and we are a preferred contractor for insurance companies. We've been a South Dakota company since 2002, serving the entire state. And we are proud to sponsor South Dakota sports and activities. Premier Systems Roofing, on time, on budget, and on call 24/7.
It's known as a hidden gem, one of the best 9-hole golf courses in South Dakota. The Bridges at Beresford Golf Course is top-notch, but with the golf season coming to an end, the Bridges still has plenty going on. Their event center can accommodate weddings, anniversaries, bridal showers, baby showers, or meetings. Save their phone number, check out their website, and be sure to sign up for their monthly e-newsletters to stay up to date on specials and events at the Bridges at Beresford.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Yeah. Another one. Yep. Man, this town's changed. Yeah. About damn time.
Beresford Telephone is your full-service local telephone company, providing telephone service, sales, high-speed fiber optic internet packages, and professional surveillance systems for both commercial and residential customers. Beresford Telephone also offers the only in-town gig-certified internet provider, which offers the highest speed services. Wanting to upgrade your existing service? Contact Beresford Telephone today and let them get started on your high-speed services in no time.
Give it off to Cisse, gliding to the basket. Out to 3, Jay Hayes. Good. And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Renee.
Check 1 2, check 1 2.
To the Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure
At this time, the
washers, and
starters for the Seahawks on defense.
All right, fans, welcome to Beresford High School, Cortland Karn Stadium for this 11B matchup between the visiting 1-1 Bridgewater Emory-Eaton Seahawks and your home 2-1 Beresford Watchdogs. Jeff, welcome to the broadcast. Homecoming week, always an exciting time for any community and school, and no different here tonight in Beresford.
Well, it's a great time for the fans. As a player, lots going on this particular week, but it's also a lot of hype. You get super excited, so hopefully you don't get too overexcited. Come out. You want to, you don't want to be flat, but you also don't want to get so excited and kind of burn yourself out in that first quarter. So hopefully the players can kind of settle in right away. We got some unanswered questions, I think, after we watched them last week. The first 2 weeks we kind of boat raced the opponents. Last week we got stymied a little bit on the offense. So I'm interested to see what kind of wrinkles we come up with this week.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Watchdogs looking to rebound after a tough loss to MCM. Again, a very physical squad that the Fighting Cougars were, and we just couldn't get the offense going. And tonight, you're right, will be a test. Bridgewater Emory-Eaton does have a couple large linemen on the defensive line, and they're a couple of their leading tacklers. So Jason Zeeb, Riley Weber, Creighton Klum, just to name a few, 6'3", 199, 6'2", 220, and 6 foot 205. So again, trying to establish our offensive game plan, whether that's in the air or on the ground or just some mixture in between, will be a key part for the Watchdogs.
Yeah, if you really looked at it, and sometimes you'll hear the term, this is a finesse team. That's not a knock on a team. It's just that you've got, the ability to spread out an offense, spread out a defense, let your athletes get the ball out on the perimeter. We are not a team that's going to line up and get into that slobber knocker kind of game and probably come out with a win. We need to open some things up. And you're right. So last week when you look at it, they came in very physical up front. There was times that they were rushing 7 at a time. They could back off and still get pressure with 3. So there's some things inside of the offensive line tonight that'll probably have to get worked out. We definitely have some size, on our side of the ball too. But we're really better if we're going to run the ball, to have angles, with our blocks, do some pulling and kind of create some opportunities for us to push some people around instead of just lining straight up on them and trying to push them and rut them right out of the line. So tonight will be another one of those challenges, I think, with the size of that Bridgewater brings. You know, you're going to go head-to-head. You know, you really got to find angles and use your speed and agility to get those blocks and open up some holes for thick bomb.
I did visit with assistant coach and AD Owen Ronaldo earlier. Just, hey, you know, what are you guys seeing on tape? Just give me a little heads up. And he said, well, it's Bridgewater Emory Ethan football. He said they're going to be physical. They're going to be disciplined. You know, we're going to see a lot of 2 tight ends, 2 backs. And, you know, basically what he summarized is you're going to see Jeff Van Leeuwer football. And I visited with Coach Van Leeuwer just a little bit before the game, just going through some roster items. And I said, Coach, what year is this for? And he kind of looked at his smile and goes, 45. And pretty good testament to, you know, what he's established at Bridgewater Emory Ethan. And, again, just consistency on their side of the ball. So we look forward to that as the game kind of wraps. We're getting started in lineups here for the Watchdogs. We will hit on our Beresford Watchdogs and the Seahawks shortly here. Jeff, we typically would kind of go silent or to a commercial as we kind of do some of the anthem items, special event, or a couple of special things going on here tonight on behalf of the anthem and pregame. So we are going to kind of keep it live. We're going to try to get the best camera shots we can for you, those joining on Watchdogs Out Live. And the Dogbone Entertainment crew is here and ready to roll and try to bring you that in-game experience. Again, apologies for anybody who tried to jump in last week in the first half. Just struggled to get an internet connection, and then after that, getting cameras up and going. But we are rolling today, and it's got to take a little grit sometimes, Boom, to get things going here. And we did fight back, and we're here.
Number 2, Ashton Overly.
Well, and just to give a quick shout out to the Beresford Booster Club, lots of parents, fans, corporate sponsors, all make some things possible, and you're going to see a nice event here as we get this kicked off tonight with some special things. So we hope you enjoy it, and just wanted to send out a big thank you to the Booster Club and the members of that club.
Yeah, a lot of events throughout the week, from painting the streets to Pep Fest and all the other activities that the students did. Jeff, again, kind of we referenced just a little different pregame here tonight. Part of that will be a large flag brought out by Booster Club members and kind of organized by the Booster Club. We're going to get the school song here going from them as they kind of bring the flag out. And then also we're going to have the anthem played by Beresford senior Kane Antonson, and he's going to be joined by a senior from Roosevelt, Evan Ehlers, and they're going to do the anthem with their electric guitars, so that's going to be pretty cool as well.
At this time, we ask you to please rise, remove your hat or cap, as we honor America by the playing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Kane Antonson and Evan Ehlers.
Welcome to the Sioux Corporation press box. Sioux Corporation, the industry.
All right, again, big thank you there to Beresford High School senior Kane Antonsen, joined by senior from Roosevelt High School, Evan Ehlers, on playing the national anthem with their electric guitars. Again, giant flag brought in by the Beresford Booster Club to help celebrate the homecoming festivities. We've got the military flags on the far east side of the field. And there's the flyover. We've got a 3-plane flyover going west to east. They'll come loop back around and come by again from the south to the north.
Thank you for all those that assisted with the large flag, especially our previous championship team, and also to our color guard and to our flyover.
All right, Jeff, this is just part of homecoming. Tons of festivities, tons of excitement. But now we get ready to flip the coin and get the ball kicked off and really get this game off and rolling. I do anticipate this could be an exciting matchup here between, again, the 1-1 visiting Bridgewater, Emory-Ethan Seahawks, and your 2-1 home Beresford Watchdogs.
Well, it's kind of fun to see the Watchdogs and Bridgewater come and play again. You know, before Beresford made that jump up to 11A, this kind of became a little bit of a rival. There was some back and forth, playing in the playoffs, that sort of thing. And so, you know, you hate to see a team when you have to move up a division and you kind of lose some of the rivalries. You bring back some of the old, but you lose some of the current stuff. And when you've got the kids that are used to kind of playing across the line from another player, and then you got to jump into a different division, it's kind of sad. It kind of takes some of the fun out of the game for the players and the coaches. And so I'm excited to see Beresford Watchdogs back in 11B playing 11B football.
Yeah, you know, you hear a lot of talk now as college football realigns and, you know, rivalries and matchups that matter. You know, I think we see the same in football and high school sports too. So the teams are out there. The captains are out for the coin toss. They're joined by the Beresford Homecoming Royalty Court. Queen candidates were Macy Johnson, Kylie Mockler, Lily Seivert, and Allie Westra. King candidates were Jax Fickbaum, Aiden Ham, Cohen Shirk, and Joe Sharp. And your homecoming king and queen. King is Cooper Nelson, and the homecoming queen is Keely Merrigan. So is somebody getting the look to potentially flip the coin? They're getting close.
And let's bring up the Watchdogs are sporting some new uniforms that got introduced here on homecoming. Kind of a neat feature on there with the collar around the neck with the spikes to give it kind of that Watchdog look. It's kind of a special night, bringing out some new unis as well.
All right, Beresford did win the toss. They are going to defer to the second half. Bridgewater Emory-Ethan will obviously take the ball. Jeff, decent little breeze out of that southeast going to the northwest. Again, those that aren't familiar with Cortland Carnes Stadium and the field here, the field does run north and south.
Well, in this breeze, you know, this is always interesting when you get into windy conditions. We already know that Bridgewater's going to want to run the football. Beresford's going to want to they're going to want to throw it. And so when you get into these situations where you're like, okay, which way are we defending? Are we going north or are we going south? It can definitely have an impact on what kind of plays you're going to call. You're probably not going to try to come over the top and throw a 35-yard bomb or a 40-yard bomb into the wind in most situations. So, you know, will be interesting to see which direction we're going and how that play calling changes as we go into the different wind direction throughout the night.
Again, Watchdogs deferred to the second half. Bridgewater Emory-Ethan chose to receive. They will be on the north end zone, so they'll go into the wind in the first quarter here. Watchdogs will have a little wind at their back here in the first quarter. I didn't really look at a forecast of what the projected wind is anticipated to do as the night goes on, but to start the game, Watchdogs will have a little bit of air at their back.
Forecast shows that it's going to stay pretty steady, somewhere in between that to 10 to 15. It gets a little gusty from time to time, and of course that can wreak some havoc on passes. The interesting thing I think with the Watchdogs tonight, in the games that they've had success, they've scored early. They use that passing game to be kind of a quick strike offense. We have now the wind to the back of the Watchdogs, and so with that, you'd expect to see them kind of open it up and try to get the ball into some playmakers and maybe get a quick score. Bridgewater's got the ability to go against the wind, with the wind, control the clock, so scoring is going to be of the utmost importance with the Watchdogs tonight, and scoring quickly.
Watchdogs kicking off. Number 13, the junior, Peyton Hoffman, gets a pretty good boot on it. Bridgewater, Emery Ethan will let it go into the end zone, and they will bring it back for a touchback. So first possession, Seahawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
And it's worth noting Seahawks are missing one of their young playmakers. Carson Johnson looked like he was in street clothes tonight, so there is a weapon that they're down. We'll see how that affects, as the night goes on. But, I'm sure it's just like every other team, next man up. And you put in the next capable player, and you run your philosophy and your idea of what an offense should look like.
First set here, Seahawks do line up 2 tight ends, 2 backs, and the quarterback Holden Woolman. Hands off, looks like to number 10, Macklin Weber.
Wow, I think we got a turnover.
Ball came free. I didn't see it. Just a few fans started cheering, and the public address announcer here in the stadium said something, and Watchdogs quickly send their sophomore quarterback, Ashton Oberly, out to set up the offense here deep into Seahawk territory. Watchdogs are going to spread that out 2 by 2. He's got Fickbaum next to him. Oberly will keep it, run off the left side. Going to get a gain of about 5 on the play, bring up 2nd and 5 for the Watchdogs from the Seahawks 17-yard line.
This is the opportunity the Watchdogs are looking for. You get the ball, get a turnover deep in your own territory. You've got an opportunity to get those quick points on the board. If you're the Seahawks, this is just an opportunity to stand up to the adversity. This is when you got your backs to the wall. You don't want to give up that quick score. If you can come up with a turnover yourself, hold them to a field goal, or get a 4th and long, something set up for themselves. But this is going to be a big series here that could definitely change the momentum of the game very, very quickly.
Watchdogs on the left hash, 2 receivers to the left, 2 backs on each side of Oberly. Flag and whistle is called timeout by the offense. They direct snap that to Malachi James, the threat at wide receiver. Brought him in the backfield there. They were going to run a little direct snap to James and work off that right side on the far side of the field. Watchdogs taking a timeout here. We're going to go a quick 30. We'll be right back with more action.
Everyone.
Just one.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
All right, fans, welcome back to Beresford High School, Cortland Carton Stadium. We're at 10:59 to go here in the opening quarter. Watchdogs 2nd and 5 from the Seahawks 17-yard line. Watchdogs do shift over. We're going to run the same play. James has to cut it back upfield. It's going to be close to a first down. Looking to maybe work that a little further out. The defensive end on the left side for the Seahawks seemed to do a nice job. Forced James to turn it back up. That is a first down, so gain of 6 on the play for James there. 1st and 10, Watchdogs from the Seahawk 12-yard line. Now Watchdogs going to spread it out 2 left, 1 right, with, again, 2 backs flanking Oberly. Oberly back to throw, finds his favorite receiver, Malachi James. He's covered there by number 10, Macklin Weber.
And James has been it's been a key piece here in the last couple weeks. Last week they put him in the backfield a little bit, started to run the football. And you can see right now, Beresford looks like they're going to be very patient. Try to run the ball, short passing game. It will set up something probably a little deeper down the middle of the field. And then also worth noting, we had a little change here on the offensive line. We've got Isaac Bowden starting in at left guard, which is something new that we haven't done this year. And maybe that was due to some of the misfortune that they had last week with some of the line troubles that we saw.
Watchdogs send James in motion out to the right, try to create a little confusion. Did hit Ian Henderson, the senior receiver the sophomore receiver for the Watchdogs out on the right side, trying to keep a little quick screen. Loss of 3 on the play, so now it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Watchdogs from the Seahawk 12-yard line.
And I'm sure the Seahawks have watched film. They know that is one of our favorite plays as the Watchdogs. They'll throw it out there, take the farthest man outside, throw him the ball, try to get some blockers. So if you play man and you play tight, and so, we watch here the Seahawks, as I talked earlier. Can you ride this wave of adversity and come out? Right now, they've got Watchdogs, right what we talked about earlier. Can you get them in a 4th and long? That's exactly where we're at right now. So Beresford's got to make some decisions. You really need to get this ball into the end zone. I don't see, you can pick up a first down, but right now you're basically going to probably run 3-4 guys into the end zone and try to find somebody for a score, or you're just going to go and say, hey, we're going to play defense.
Yeah, Watchdogs were 2nd and 7, then 3rd and 10, and now 4th and 15. That was the defensive tackle, Jason Zeeb. He's the leading tackler for the Seahawks.
Whoa,
tons of pressure coming at Oberly. He's not able to do anything, and ultimately wrapped up there by number 63, Jason Zeeb. Again, just referenced the senior defensive lineman, leading tackler for the Seahawks. He's on the roster at 6 foot, 205 pounds, and he's gotten back in the backfield 2 plays in a row here.
This has kind of been the tale the last 2 weeks with Beresford. You get something going, and then somewhere in the middle of that, you stub your toe, maybe you lose some yards, and put yourself in a situation that's hard to move the chains. So, it's time to step back up, play some defense. This could be a type of game that you see a lot of football between the 30-yard lines.
That was handed off the left side. Number 12, K.J. Ripley, the sophomore running back, 5'11", 155 pounds. Ripley also doing the punter and kick return duties tonight for the Seahawks. Gain of, we'll call it 3, bring up 2nd and a long 7 for the Seahawks. Now the Seahawks looking to take a timeout. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Whether you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
Our fans, welcome back to Beresford High School, Cortland Carnes Stadium. Seahawks on 2nd and 7. Run off to the right side. That is, again, number 10, Macklin Weber.
And a great turnout here tonight, Jared. Stands are full. See a lot of players from yesteryear from the Watchdogs side of the stadium. And obviously there's dedication here tonight in the Hall of Fame that's going on this weekend, and so I'm sure a lot of players are here to pay homage to some of the other players and then also be there to be inducted.
Yeah, I saw a lot of alumni earlier as well. Same thing, Watchdog Foundation did their pork loin feed. Again, Coach Van Leeuwen not happy with something offensively from the Seahawks. Crew, let's go to another commercial break. Be back after 30 seconds.
Shear, Magnolia, Salon, and Beauty Bar offers you normal services but more. We offer haircuts for men, women, and children. Aaron and Kale are the two stylists. They don't have specific hours but will stay open late to accommodate families that are always on the go. Their services include full body waxing, mani-pedis, coloring, spray tanning, and more. They are your number one choice for all things beauty. Located in Beresford, South Dakota. Call 605-763-2011 for your appointment.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam.
All right, fans, again, welcome back after another commercial break. On the call today, Jared Olson and Jeff Boom. Woolman back in the shotgun, looks left side, does find his intended receiver. Seahawks don't throw often, but he does complete to number 10, Macklin Weber. So Weber also working not only in the running game, but in the passing game as well. So that's Woolman to Weber. Seahawk first down. They're now first and 10 from their own 41-yard line.
And just when you get used to seeing Bridgewater kind of pack it in, meaning they got a lot of running backs right behind quarterback and really kind of just making a center point right around the ball. Now they're starting to spread it out a little bit and see if they can take advantage of some angles.
Yeah, so they do have Woolman keep it there as a little distraction with the spread formation. Jace Adams, the senior, met him in the backfield, so that's a loss of one on the play, so bring up 2nd and 11 for the Seahawks.
And if you go back just a play ago, Macklin Weber, that was not an easy catch. Wasn't thrown right on the money. He had to kind of get down a little bit, used his hands. It was a very nice catch, and turned upfield, picked up a couple extra yards. So good play on his part.
We just saw the Seahawks dial up a running play for the quarterback, Holden Woolman. He is going to run the ball a fair amount. He is their second or third leading rusher. He's under pressure now. Cooper Nelson, Joe Sharp throws deep. Receiver got open, dropped it right against the sideline, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Landon Bromett, the senior wide receiver, 5'11", 160 pounds. So nice job of Woolman there. He saw the pressure. He rolled out to the right side, which would be his stronger side to roll out to. Looked down the field, found Landon Bromett open, just couldn't quite connect on the sideline.
Well, and as I talked about earlier, Jared, they're going against the wind. And when you want to throw the ball deep, and you want to throw it high, the wind is going to have an impact. And that ball hung up there for a little bit. It didn't. I think if the amount of zip that he wanted to get on it just didn't happen. It got caught up, and then kind of forced Brumman against the sideline. I think that got in the back of his head about keeping his feet in. And a lot of times you start thinking about your feet versus your hands, you have a tendency to drop the ball.
Woolman under center, drops back, screen play off to the left. Blockers out front before Malachi James can bring him down, but that's a 17 or 18-yard gain for the Seahawks. They're now first and 10 into Watchdog territory. Looks like they're going to place it right about the Watchdogs' 40-yard line. So that was Woolman. I believe he hit Macklin Weber there. Was that correct?
Yep, it was Weber. Very well executed screen pass. And the key to a screen is you really want to convince the lineman that they're getting a free rush. Let them go ahead and commit. They pin their ears back. They think that they're going to get a quarterback sack. You let everybody flow forward, and then right behind it, those linemen get out, create a wall, and all of a sudden you've got blockers downfield and you're in business. And right there they executed it very well and picked up about a 15-yard gain there.
Seahawks back into a 2 tight end, 2 back formation. False start is the preliminary single against the Seahawks. That'll back it up 5 yards to bring up first and 15 for the Seahawks from the Watchdog 45-yard line.
The Seahawks are doing a nice job of mixing it up. Formations look different. It could be a first down, could be a second down. They aren't really focused necessarily on what down and distance it is. They're willing to send a wide out here to the wide side. The next play they could do something where they spread them out a little bit further. And so I think that they're just going to keep mixing it up and try to keep the Watchdogs off balance tonight.
Woolman hands off that time to number 12, KJ Ripley, the sophomore running back, 5'11", 155 pounds. gain of, we'll call it 2 on the play, so it'll bring up 2nd and 13.
And one of those keys when you're changing your formations, you're looking to create some mismatches, and you're also really trying to dial it in so the Watchdogs aren't able to change personnel. You might see somewhere in the game, you get a defensive lineman who starts to put his hands on his hips, and you start to think, hey, we're going to start moving some people around or alternating some other players in. But when you don't know what kind of set they're going to be in, a lot of times it kind of dictates who you have to have on the field and doesn't allow you to make a lot of those switches right in the middle of a series.
Seahawks do spread it out formation-wise. Woolman does hand off to Ripley again. Ripley takes it up the middle for about 5 yards, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Seahawks in a position where, they're maybe going to punt it, probably not if they don't get it. So maybe looking at 2 plays here yet to get 9 yards back into 2 tight end formation. Going to roll out to the right. Woolman's keeping it. He's got a hold on the edge, not called.
And this is they'll pack in that formation, make it look like it's going to be a run. The Watchdogs got fooled on it. One of those, down and distances where you have to believe, hey, we're probably not going to run it up the middle. And so you have to be very, very cautious on the defensive side not to commit to the fake. Stay in your role, stay in your position, kind of guard that whole outside and let the interior linemen and those linebackers clean it up if it is, in fact, a run. And right there, boy, a lot of Watchdogs got sucked into that play action. And it allowed quarterback just to sneak around the outside for a big gain and for another first down.
Okay, Woolman going to hand off. Good defensive play there. That's Cohen Shirk. He either broke past the blocker or he was unblocked. He was there immediately, so the senior 65, Cohen Shirk, listed on the roster at 5'9", 185 pounds, met the running back in the backfield. Loss of 3 on the play to bring up 2nd and 13 for the Seahawks. Timeout Watchdogs. Coach Ebert wants to talk to his defensive staff. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, you can be confident you're getting the best. You can buy in store or order what you need online for curbside pickup or delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace at participating stores.
Find Benjamin Moore paint and other great products at your locally owned Olson's Ace Hardware in Beresford.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
All right, fans, welcome back. Beresford High School, Cortland Carnes Stadium. Big thank you to the Dogbone Entertainment crew. We got a couple of the OGs up here in the booth with us tonight. So Easton Boom and Gavin Stewart, they've been with us from the beginning. So this is our 3rd year helping us on Watchdogs.live. They're helping with a lot of the camera decisions and angles that you're seeing and getting us in and out of commercials. So again, we're going to miss Easton and Gavin here, but glad to have them in the booth helping us out tonight. Seahawks 2nd and 13. Back in the gun, Woolman looking, surveying the field. Pressure's coming from Shirk. That's Cooper Nelson, got a hold of him, tried to strip the ball. Joe Sharp was there as well. That's going to be a loss of 1.5 to 2 on the play, so that's a sack for Cooper Nelson.
That play could have been disastrous, for the Seahawks. Holden did a very good job of just realizing that he was about to get stripped and got both hands on the ball, protected it, so really heads-up play there by Woolman. Those are typically the type of plays that end in disaster, so well done by him.
All right, 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15 for the Seahawks. Back in the gun, looking, pressure coming again. Receiver across the middle, trying to connect with Macklin Weber. That ball does fall incomplete, so now 4th and 15 for the Seahawks from their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, when you're running across the middle and you start to get yard after yard, you start to end up in a territory where you really don't know what's in front of you, and as much as you want to trust your quarterback that he's not going to put you in harm's way, I think Weber might have been just eyeballing what was out in front of him and or maybe heard some footsteps and took his eye off the ball. I think he's a physical kid that can take the shot, but on the same token, you really don't like to get cut in half right after the ball hits your hands either.
All right, 4th and 15. We just hit the 3-minute mark here in the first. Woolman's being sacked and tosses it out to the left side. On the coverage there was Malachi James. Again, he was being tackled as he threw it. He was looking over to Macklin Weber again. Watchdogs, Coach Ebert called the timeout. Wanted to talk to his defensive side of the ball. Gets a big stop here that the Watchdogs needed. Turnover on downs. Now the Watchdogs 2 minutes and 57 seconds to go here in the first quarter, where they've got a little bit of that breeze at their back. They're going to spread it out, 2 receivers to each side. Fickbaum next to Oberle. Oberle dropping back, looking to run up the middle. He's scrambling. Can't find anybody. He's going to take it and keep it. He's going to gain a first down. Run out of bounds on the right side. So Oberle, scramble, look, scramble. Takes it out for a gain of exactly 10. They just barely moved the chains there. So 1st and 10 Watchdogs from their own 39-yard line.
And you can see when the Seahawks are forced into that long distance and down. So 3rd and long, 4th and long. They're not super comfortable in the passing game. The offensive line is having some struggles. Watchdogs in the same boat, having some struggles with the offensive line. So the quick passing game is going to be the key, and here we hit another one right here.
Yeah, perfect play call. They were bringing linebackers, shooting linebackers. They had 5 or 6 coming.
We do have a flag on the play, though. Was there a face mask there potentially on the tackle?
Well, the quick hit was out to the wide receiver on the left side. That's the sophomore wide receiver, Ian Henderson. Big catch the last couple weeks. He's found a way to get involved in the offense. He was tackled up around the neck. He fought that off and had yards after contact. Tack on a few more penalty yards, and all of a sudden with 2:41 to go here in the first quarter, Watchdogs into Seahawk territory, 1st and 10 from the Seahawk 35-yard line. Fake it to Fickbaum. Oberle breaks the tackle. Now 2 tackles, but not before he can be wrapped up there by number 28, Luke Storm, the junior defensive end.
And that's a, what call that, a 1 or 2 yard gain. Oberle probably made, 3-4 guys miss. Of course, it didn't turn into a lot of yards, but it's a Barry Sander-esque type of run where a lot of people miss. It may not turn into a big play, but it was still kind of fun to watch.
Again, Ashton Oberle, number 2. He's a sophomore quarterback for the Watchdogs. Also plays defensive back, 5'9", 152 pounds. Quick hitter looking out to the right side. That is a timing play there with Malachi James. Just I call it a simple out route, but he had to throw from the left hash to the far side of the field.
And I don't want to say he's got the hot hand right now, but this is starting to look a little bit like the first 2 weeks. And once Oberle gets into a groove, he can get very dangerous. That ball was thrown right on the money, right over the top of a defender. Not an easy throw. Out throws for, I don't care if it's high school, it's college, it's pro. It's a very difficult throw, and to throw it over a defender and hit your receiver right in the hands, that's just an excellent throw. And if he starts to feel really comfortable in that pocket, this could be a long, long night for the Seahawks.
Watchdogs say spread out with Fickbaum next to Oberle. Oberle's going to keep it. It's 3rd and 1. Don't know that he got the push he needed. We'll see the spot here. It's going to be 4th and very short. Yeah, the chain gang crew does move to 4th down. It's going to be about a half a ball. So 4th and we'll call it inches here. 1 minute left on the clock. Clock is ticking, so we're now under 1 minute. 4th and 1 from the Seahawk 25.5-yard line.
And these are these plays where both sides of the ball know what's coming. This is probably going to end up being either a handoff, or maybe Oberle just tries to
Oberle's going to come under center here. Like I said, everybody kind of knows what's happening. Flag does come out. False start. Watchdogs just got a little jumpy. So the referee throws his flag. False start. Watchdogs will back it up 5 yards. So now it's 5 yards and a couple inches and 4th down.
And these are the mistakes, as you get into week 4, you have to start eliminating these. These are the drive-killing types of mistakes. I'm not saying that they're going to turn the ball over quite yet. Obviously, we have another play to run. But you really love your chances at 4th and inches. You don't love them as much at 4th and 5 and some inches.
All right, so play comes in. Oberle has 3 receivers to his left, 1 receiver to the right, and Fickbaum off his right hip. Going to reverse pivot out. It's got a little time. Finds, that's Peyton Hoffman. I don't think it is not enough. It's going to be a few yards short. Just couldn't break the tackle on the coverage. Again, we referenced him common on the running back side. And on the defensive back side, that's number 10, Macklin Weber. Got the ball to Hoffman, just couldn't break free and get the yards needed. So now we'll flop it again here with 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Seahawks 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line.
And as we talked here when the Seahawks got the ball last time, this could be a lot of football between the 30s. Right now, that's what we've seen. Get a little momentum, pick up a few first downs, move the chains, and then you just stall out. And this could just end up being that type of game where you just can't get it clicking all the way to put a ball in the end zone. Or
two tight ends, Woolman under center, fake handoff. He finds a receiver off to the left side. Big block down the field from the wide receiver number 84, Landon Brumett. But on the catch and carry, was that number 2, Braden Nebelsick?
I believe it was.
Yeah, I believe it was number 2, Braden Nebelsick, the senior. Tight end, 6'3", 170 pounds.
He was running wide, pretty wide open. I think somewhere in there maybe we lost an assignment, maybe got a little confused, but broke an assignment one way or another. He was wide open, easy pitch and catch for the Seahawks, and he knew what to do with it after he caught it, picked up a first down, and with some yards after catch.
So with that catch and run, Seahawks do move into Watchdog territory. 15.8 seconds to go on the clock here in the first quarter. Woolman, a little misdirection, is countering back. Not going to trick the defensive line up front. I see Shirk coming up.
Isaac Bowden.
And Isaac Bowden. So that's Bowden and Shirk on the inside. Not fooled. Bowden from his linebacker position. So that is how the first quarter will end. It's Beresford 0, Seahawks 0. We'll be back after this break for the second quarter of action.
Core Cares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
All right, fans, welcome back to Beresford High School, Cortland Carnes Stadium. On the call, Jared Olson and Jeff Boom. Special guest here in the second quarter. Pleased to be joined by, for a second time, Tim Greenfield. Welcome back to Watchdogs.live, Dogbone Entertainment.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be back.
Yeah, so we'll keep calling the action. We'll talk a little bit. Obviously, you're in town for the 1987 football team being inducted into the Watchdog Hall of Fame, so we'll talk about that a little bit here in the second quarter. Woolman back in the gun, looks left, finds a receiver broken up by Ashton Overly. Woolman was trying to hit his receiver, Braden Nebelsick, bring up 3rd and 10 for the Seahawks. Yeah, a lot of your teammates back in town. I know looking at who's signed up for tickets for the meal and to be there for the banquet, it's going to be a pretty good group representing the 1987 team.
Yeah, I heard there's the most number of tickets sold for the event in its history, so we have a lot of supporters going to be there. It should be a really great night.
Yeah, so tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, there'll be a meal. It's too late to get a ticket if you don't have one already, but at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, anybody can show up at the Bridges of Beresford, watch the actual induction ceremony. That's Woolman, fake handoff, rolling out to the right, being chased by, we completed that. Being chased over there by Tate Lyle. We are going to have an injury. Caught, I believe that was number 28. Luke Storm, possibly the junior.
He took quite a shot there after he caught the ball.
Yeah, he kind of had his body exposed and took a shot maybe up into the rib area or stomach. So we'll just kind of visit a little bit about the Hall of Fame while we have the injury timeout that they're going to work on. Yeah, I think we typically, on a 160, 170 tickets for the meal, I think we're pushing 200.
Yep.
And it's going to be a great crowd. It's going to be a great evening. We'll have each of the honorees come up here, but maybe you guys talk just maybe a couple memories. I know we did this last time you were here, but maybe just a couple thoughts from that postseason run that you guys had in '87.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit during the parade today, and I said, thinking about that, we actually played a season and a half with 4 playoff games, including the championship game, so we played a 12-game season. And overall, we were pretty lucky with injuries, but after this play, I'll tell you kind of what happened at the semifinal game with Platte.
Okay, so back in action here, 1st and 10 for the Seahawks. Woolman back. They got a little rock there from the running back. Yep, just couldn't quite stop himself. KJ Ripley just got his movement started forward, and referee saw it, so that'll be 5 yards. Stepped off here against the Seahawks. Be 1st and 15 now for the Seahawks, now from the Watchdog 31-yard line.
So, Tim, I think you're going to steal a little bit of my thunder. I got a couple guests coming up here, but we'll probably give them a little insight to what's to come with our other fellow teammates.
Seahawks spread it out. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Malachi James out in right field playing defensive back position. Also covered by Ashton Oberle. They were trying to hit their receiver out there, number 10, Macklin Weber. 2 defenders for the Watchdogs. That could have been a pick 6, open field there, and just wasn't meant to be. So bring up 2nd and 15 here for the Seahawks.
So, Tim, talk a little bit about that. I want to get into a little bit of some of your statistics and some of the ways that you led on the field. Not just as a vocal leader, but also as someone that was able to really make it happen with your feet and your hands and that sort of thing. So, you were going to mention something with Platte. Just gave up.
Oh, the ball did come free, so Woolman on a big scramble. Watchdog football. Who comes out of that? The tackle was made by Cooper Nelson. I did not get denied. It's in the far corner of the field. I did not see who had the fumble recovery, but Woolman was running free at the 4-yard line. He's tackled from behind. I'm pretty sure it was Cooper Nelson that chased him down. Ball comes free, and a Watchdog jumps on it. 1st and 10 Watchdogs from their own 4-yard line.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is during the Platte game, Mike Tiedemann, who was our power fullback, went down with a knee injury, out for the rest of the season. And normally something like that devastates the team. You can't really recover. But we were able to plug Brad Peterson from tight end into fullback, brought a sophomore Andy Yost in, get out of the end zone.
Yeah, just nothing he could do at that point. Safety here against the Watchdogs. Few linemen in there for Seahawks. I'm not sure who it was, so we're going to get the safety here. Seahawks first to get on the board. They're going to lead 2-0 here with 11:25 to go in the second quarter. Never want to give up points, but they were moving and looking like maybe a chance to score. We get the turnover and give up a safety. Not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, they could have had 6 or 7, get up 2 instead. So somewhat of a defensive stop.
Yeah,
but no. What I was saying is that it just showed kind of the depth of the team. We had sophomores move into a starting position. First game starting, championship game. Andy Yost, Brad Peterson moved to fullback, learned a running attack versus being a tight end. It was just, we didn't really skip a beat, and I always thought that was a lot of guys stepped up. Steve Weber played with a broken hand that game. Like, just long season like that, you get a lot of people who step up that might not get the headlines, but from a team standpoint, you're not winning without the depth and everyone stepping up and doing the non-glamorous jobs at times. So
speaking of the glamorous, though, Tim, you did have you had really a nice career in general. You at one point, I think you'd been the leading tackler in Watchdog history, and I think that's probably been overtaken here over the last few decades. But you came in as a sophomore. You were starting free safety, if I remember correctly, and worked your way into the offense and into the backfield. And senior year, I think you finished with somewhere between 11 and 1,200 yards, 5.7 yards a carry. Touchdowns, I don't know if I remember, but there was a pile of them. I think you scored 120 points that season, so roughly 20 touchdowns. And, and then also on the defensive side of the ball, with 90 some tackles. And so all of that, really worked out. You received some honors, at the end of the season, All-State, All-Star game. You and I both got to participate in the All-Star game, got the Elite 45.
Yeah, Elite 45 for both of us. To me, that was a big honor. Like the All-Star game was fun, but the Elite 45 was something where, the larger audience recognized you, the sportscasters, the sports writers, things like that. That one was probably the one that hit me the best, was along those lines.
Yeah, and when you look through all those stats, and like you just said, there's a lot of unsung heroes out there that didn't get all the awards, and maybe you should have. But even like we talked about last year at the same event, we go to that championship game, we win that championship game 7-6, and Flandreau has one big touchdown, his long one, on a passing play, and we have one, and you were responsible for that. And at that time, it was the longest rushing touchdown in South Dakota championship history, and obviously that's been overtaken too. But without embarrassing me, tell me a little bit about that specific play, because I already know what you're going to go, and you probably will embarrass me.
But so in the first quarter, we ran what they call a 24 lead. So Brad Peterson, fullback, leads through the 4-hole, and Brad was a little slow. I stepped on his heel and ate it, but there was a hole the size of a semi-truck. I could have gone. So we go, normally the big touchdowns I ran were from a counter tray to the left, and Flandreau had that thing scouted. I think I lost yardage on almost every one of those we ran. So second quarter, we're going the other way. They punted into the end zone, so we have a TV timeout. Heron comes out and says, "Hey guys, what do you feel like running?" I'm like, "We need to run the 24 lead." It was a big hole. They're over pursuing the other way. And so we snap it. Sure enough, Brad gets through. I go through, same semi-truck. I don't see anybody towards the end, and I juked when he jagged, and he missed me getting in the end zone. The embarrassing part is we come home that night, and we watch a tape, and Boone goes, "Oh, watch this." And on that play, he shoots out and basically just trips and falls and doesn't touch anybody, and the hole was still that big. So I like to say he wants to take credit for the touchdown run, but come on, get him.
Woolman does hit his receiver very quick out there, number 3, Jax Kurtenbach. So Woolman to Kurtenbach, that started near midfield, so that's a 50-yard catch and run. Woolman to Kurtenbach.
He had some speed. He was pulling away there towards the end, so he's a fast one. Just first time seeing him, but
he's a freshman.
Wow.
So that's again kind of reference to what he does. He's kind of their third, fourth weapon offensively. But Jax Kurtenbach, the freshman wide receiver, also listed as a quarterback. So maybe the up and coming quarterback for the Seahawks going forward potentially.
Well, and we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. They're starting to spread us out a little bit. They're looking for some of those mismatches, and I think they found one there. Tate looked like Tate Lyle was out on him, and maybe step for step he couldn't really match up with that type of speed, and so they found their target, and he knew what to do with it, and he took it to the house.
Kicking the extra point for the Seahawks is number 78, Creighton Klum. He's a sophomore. That one does go up and through. So with 10:31 to go here in the second quarter, it's Seahawks 9, Watchdogs 0. Let's just kind of keep it going here. Opportunity again for you guys kind of fill people in on that. We talked about the semifinal game and the injury and people stepping in, and then just a couple plays from that championship game against Flandreau.
Yeah, what's interesting is we were talking about this today. I felt we played our best game, offensive, defensive, everything, in the Platte game in the semifinals. It was a back-and-forth game. We blocked a punt. We returned a punt for a touchdown. I had a long run that didn't score, another long run that did score. Both teams were hitting and popping. It felt like 0 degrees out. I don't know what it was. It might have been 5, but it was cold. But that was, to me, the most exciting. Should have probably been the championship game. Championship game, Flandreau came in here and beat us on our homecoming. We did a misalignment one guy called a shift, somebody else saw it the other way, left a gap, they scored, that's how they beat us. So it was a revenge game, but 7-6, not as exciting from a scoring standpoint, but again, strong popping and a lot of big hits. And
and if you walk through that playoff time, we were probably one of the biggest underdogs going into that playoffs. As we worked our way through the playoffs, we weren't picked to beat Platte.
No.
We were not picked to beat Flandreau, and we just kind of kept knocking off these teams, and it had a lot to do with us defensively. I talked earlier today with Brad, and the Flyers go into that championship game scoring on average right around 50 points per game, and in 2 games that we faced them, we held them to 20 points
total.
And 6 on there, and so quite a shock, I think, for most of the state that was following 11B football when you see a team that's just racking up points left and right, and all of a sudden they're held to 6. If you were to predict that game and said that Flandreau would have been held to 6 points, I think most people would have said you're crazy.
Yeah. Watchdogs are going to set up double wing here. Going to hand off to the wingback Malachi James on an inside handoff. He's tangled up by 3 Seahawks. Short loss on the play, bring up second and a long 10 here for the Watchdogs.
So Tim, as we went into that last year, we went into the Canton game. I think we were a little overconfident. We knew we were special.
Yeah.
I think we felt that for a long time, even going back to the freshman year. We knew we had a special team. We had a lot of seniors. We had a lot of talent. We weren't necessarily the biggest, but we were definitely a physical team, and team speed was definitely there from the top to the bottom. The sophomore class was loaded with, beautiful.
That's Overly to Malachi James. He breaks free again, working down the near sideline, tackled out of bounds at the 28-yard line, so 10, 20, 30, about a 40-yard gain. Overly to Malachi James. That was a lot of grittiness there after catch.
Maybe that's the little spark that they need to kind of get the momentum going back and get an answering score to that touchdown they just gave up. Yeah, that was a heck of an effort.
Yeah, 9:40 to go here in the second quarter. Watchdogs now into Seahawks territory. Got the ball moving. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Fickbaum off of Overly's left. Going to find Ian Henderson out on the open flat. Short gain. Going to bring up second, and we'll call it 9 here for the Watchdogs into Seahawk territory.
And what I like what we do with this type of setup, every once in a while we'll pick that little pass off out into the flats. As those plays start to work and develop, you'll see safety starting to cheat to the side, and all of a sudden Oberly will look right down the middle and shoot somebody at 15 yards, right over center, and they turn into big plays. So don't be surprised here within the next few plays we see us take a quick slant or something about 15 yards down the middle of the field.
Open backfield. Called running play there for Overly. Took the shotgun snap a little high, ran it right up the middle. Again, another short gain. So now third and, we're going to call it 8. I'm going to go 3rd and 8 here for the Watchdogs from the Seahawk 26-yard line.
So Tim, as we talk through this season, offensive line was loaded with upperclassmen. The backfield, you were the only senior that we had back there. We had a junior quarterback, 2 junior, a fullback and a halfback, and then yourself. So you kind of became that, leadership in the backfield, and I think you passed down a lot of traits. Tim Lawrence had an excellent career here at Beresford, and then I think later on, the Kyle Babbs, the Steve Johnsons. We kind of tossed that up for grabs.
Yeah, a lot of pressure was coming there from the defense. Overly was able to escape the defensive lineman. I thought it was 64, but maybe it was 66, Ethan Long possibly. Number was a little difficult to see, but it was picked off by the Seahawks. So now with 8:06 to go on the clock here in the second, it's a Seahawks ball from their own 21-yard line.
And so, Tim, you being the leader, you got your number called quite a bit. I can't remember how many carries it was, but by the you guys, it was a lot. It was a lot. By the end of the season, how were you feeling? A little beat up?
Actually, probably a story no one knows is the Saturday morning of the championship game, I drove to Sioux Falls to the doctor because in the homecoming game I got hit directly on the knee and they chipped a bone. And that morning of the game, every game, there's more and more swelling. So we went up to the doctor, and my right knee looked like a cantaloupe. It was so much fluid in it. Doctor said, you're not going to do any more damage. You're good to play. So said, let's go play. So, but yeah, it was a little dicey. I was a little worried going, but you could push down about an inch amount of fluid, and then having surgery about 2 weeks later once the swelling went down a little bit. That was Woolman with the tackles. There's a lot of physical, like I said, a season and a half. We're lucky we didn't have more bigger injuries as we went through.
That was Woolman with the fake handoff, ran it out the right side. Gain of 11 for the Seahawks, so 1st and 10 now from the 32-yard line.
The Seahawks are starting to find their way a little bit.
Yep.
Starting to understand, what the defense is going to give them, and they're exposing it. On the outside, the passing game has been on and off, but the running game, they're starting to kind of figure it out on where they can attack the Watchdogs. So this is going to be a very important drive. They all are, but this is one where you really don't want to go down 2 scores. We do have the ability to score quickly, but 2 scores starts to get into your head a little bit too, and we'll do some things like we did. You start to press, you start to push, and you throw the ball up, just trying to avoid a sack. And most of the time that doesn't turn out very well when you don't have an accurate pass.
Good play there. That was number 50, Isaac Bowden, coming up from his linebacker position, stopping the running back. Short gain on the play to bring up 3rd, and we'll call a short 2 here for the Seahawks, just past their 40-yard line. So, again, as you referenced, Jeff, big defensive stop needed here for the Dogs.
It seems like them going up the middle, not seeing a whole lot of success, but they're using their speed on the edge, either the quick screen or the power sweep, and their speed is showing up a little bit on those wider plays.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The runs up the middle have not been super successful, but the edges have been, and we saw a little bit of that last week. A little misdirection, doing some things there, and then trying to hit the edges. This looks like we had a pretty good stop here.
Yeah, quarterback keeper. They've already flipped it to 4th down, and both of the line judges are kind of holding in a territory that looks like it's going to go to 4th, and they are signaling 4th down. So Seahawks do come out, double tight end, and Woolman keeps it. They're bringing out 3 fresh guys. I assume they're going to go into punt formation here. Punting for them is number 12, KJ Ripley. Again, we referenced him doing the punting, the returning, and running back here today for the Seahawks.
And last week, this was about the same time. McCook ran a fake, extended the drive, turned it into points, and so I think that's probably on their minds. And if they try to run something a little different here, it would probably get sniffed out.
Yeah, Watchdogs stayed in their defensive formation late when it really looked like they were going to punt. They did send Jax Vickbaum back. Watchdogs going to stay away from it. They do have a dog down near midfield, so
looks like Chase Adams.
We'll take a quick commercial break here as they move the down chains and take a look at the down player. We're back right after this commercial break.
Classics Lounge in downtown Beresford is your destination for fun with darts, pool, and to catch all the action no matter what game it is. The colder season is here. Keep your perfect golf swing by using the indoor golf simulator. From the gridiron to the court, Classics is your spot to catch all activities of Watchdogs Live. Ready to cool off with a cold one? Classics Lounge is always ready to serve them up with a bite to eat too. That's Classics Lounge in downtown Beresford.
Customer service is more than just a word. It's what Jensen Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance does every day.
We have more companies than most agencies in town. We're able to find a competitive market for each family. We're able to farm that out, quote it with each of our carriers, including Auto Owners Insurance, of course, and see where it best fits.
In Sioux Falls, Beresford, and Elk Point, go to jensenagencyonline.com to find out more. Jensen Insurance Agency, building relationships since 1944.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
All right, fans, welcome back to Beresford High School. Overly to James, works touch and toe line down the right side. The flag, the whistle has been blown, so he did break it free. But a lot of left and right movement there from Malachi James. Is good enough for the fans to chant first down. He steps out of bounds right at midfield. So now Watchdogs 1st and 10. little something going here. Again, these little bursts of not giving up, getting a little excitement. The crowd's still in it. Again, with 5:27 to go on the clock. Seahawks 9, Watchdogs 0. Oberly back in the gun, looks right. Tries to get it to James again in traffic on the near side. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 now from midfield.
Well, Malachi looks like he's got the hot hand, and he brought his A game tonight, so I would definitely look for ways to feed him.
On that last play, their defender guarding him was in the neutral zone because his hands were almost on his jersey when he was standing there. Like, that's something I'm surprised the ref didn't call it. It was right in front of him. But
all right, James on the near side. So ball is on the right hash. James on the near side. 3 receivers out to the left, so they're going to get that one-on-one coverage. Looking left. Oberly has to scramble. He's going to keep it. James gives him a block. Oberly first down, gain of 12 on the play. 1st and 10 now from the Seahawk 37-yard line with 5:15 to go here on the clock.
So, Tim, as we've been talking through this, like I said, you had a nice career, a decorated career. Is there any moment or special memory that you had from that 1987 season that you want to share?
Yeah, one of them, like I said, I still think the Platte game was probably our best game we played, and it was super cold. There's all you heard all season was how great Platte was, and Corbin Nelson was a wrecking machine, those types of things. So I won't say we're intimidated, but it was definitely like we knew we were going into a tough environment. First quarter, ran a counter tray, got knocked out after about 30 yards in a dogfight. Later in the second quarter, broke a long one, and I'm running in the end zone, and I just see Jerry Hill standing at the end of the end zone. His stepson, Scott Cooper, was a friend of mine in high school, a couple years older, same age as my brother. And I just remember running up to him, screaming something to the effect of, "We're going to win this." There may have been some bad language in there. Something might have slipped, but that was the first time. Nice big play there.
Yeah, that is Oberly connecting with Peyton Hoffman.
That ball was on a rope.
That was on a rope. Nice route there from Hoffman. Going to be near the first down marker to gain. Had a loss there on the play before, so now 3rd and very manageable 1 yard here for the Watchdogs. Key first down. Jerry and Kathy Hill, great followers, supporters of the school. They follow us on Watchdogs.live, Dog One Entertainment. They love the Jackrabbits. They love the Watchdogs.
But that was probably one of those moments when, like, deep down, I'm like, I know we're going to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the momentum changed, just the feeling from that run. They couldn't stop us, and that was a exciting game. Like I said, it was a heavyweight battle, back and forth, high scoring, big plays all over the place. But yeah, that was one of the big special runs.
Yeah, and even though that wasn't the one that had us hoist the trophy, I think that's probably for most of the players on that team. That game probably stands out and has the most memories because it had the thrills, some scoring. But Tim, thanks for coming up here and sharing some time. You and I got to head down to the track here pretty shortly to get introduced on the track about the festivities for tomorrow night. But appreciate you coming up. I love you. I think back on so many of those great memories of that season, and you and I, we kind of carried a lot of that. We felt like we carried it on our shoulders at times, but boy, the supporting cast that we had.
Yeah.
You just can't match it.
Well,
but
we even talked today, like some of the sophomores for the parade and stuff, they didn't play a lot, but they also were the dog meat guys that practice against us every day, that challenged us and put some good hits on and all that stuff. So just as important to the championship as those guys that are on the field. So yeah, there's a deep team, a lot of friendships through the ranks. It's good to see a lot of these guys coming back for the induction in the Hall of Fame. You don't see them very often, but yeah. It's going to be a great weekend, great day tomorrow, and I appreciate you guys having me back again.
Yeah, Tim, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. Anytime you're back, just let us know. We'll put you on Watchdogs.live and join the Dog One Entertainment team. Best of luck to both of you tomorrow as you guys celebrate with your teammates and get inducted into the Watchdog Hall of Fame class.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, we'll cut you loose. They're going to go down to the track. 4th and 1 here for the Watchdogs in Seahawk territory. Head coach Scott Ebert did want to take a timeout. He went to his senior running back, Fickbaum. Not going to get there. Watchdogs tried something a little different to catch the Seahawks off guard and just couldn't quite get the first down. So now with 3:29 to go in the second quarter, it'll be Seahawks ball after the turnover on downs from their own 31-yard line. Again, those tuning in, Jared Olson joined in the booth here with, again, a couple of our mainstays as students that are helped in the production here, part of the Dogbone Entertainment team, Easton Boom and Gavin Stewart. I know we had some other kids on cameras. It's just, again, quite a cast and crew that we have helping us out. Renee James and Matt Storo doing a lot of technical components, getting the thing set up and started and running, and ultimately training these students in operation and what you're seeing tonight. These guys got their phones out. They multitask. They can run a production, cameras, and run their phones. You don't have to put it away. You can multitask. You got the skills for that. All right, Seahawks, gain of 5 on that play, 2nd and 5 here. Double tight end, Woolman under center, I formation. Going to hit the second back. Tackled there by Cohen Shirk. Gain of 1 on the play. On the run there was Macklin Weber. Bring up 3rd and 4 here for the Seahawks from their own 37-yard line. Clock is running, just hit the 2:30 mark of the second quarter. During halftime, we will have a little recognition for Hall of Fame inductees. We will keep the cameras going so you can see part of that. We will eventually go to some commercial break. It's going to be a longer halftime than normal, but we will keep the cameras on and talk through a few of the honorees while they're doing it here on the field. Woolman, ball comes free right in the hands of Oberle. Jumps up, Oberle working off the right side, out of bounds, 2:03 to go on the clock. 2:02 officially. That ball was knocked free. Woolman was running out to the left side. Ball got knocked free. Just hopped right into the hands of Ashton Oberle as he was jumping over top of down defenders. Again, just his raw athleticism shows as he grabs that ball on the run, brings it back, never misses a stride, gets run out of bounds at the Seahawk 29-yard line. So some life in the Watchdogs here with 2:02 to go in the second quarter. Watchdogs again working north to south, so got a little breeze coming into their face, but has not seemed to affect Oberle in his throwing at this point. Seahawks bringing pressure. Fickbaum out the left side. Tackled over there by the defensive lineman, 63, their leading tackler, Jason Zeeb. Loss of 1 in the play, bringing up 2nd 11 for the Watchdogs. Clock is running, 1:44. Left to go here before halftime. Seahawks 9, Watchdogs 0. Watchdogs got a turnover, a fumble near their own goal line to stop the Seahawk drive. Gave up the safety early, and then a touchdown later in the second. That is Malachi James, not to be stopped. He had 3 defenders on him, no flags. Malachi James, that is from the 31-yard line. That's a 31-yard touchdown run. Malachi James, the wide receiver, moved DB in different formations. Again, we referenced Malachi earlier. He has come out with a certain mindset tonight. He was not going to be stopped, running right up the middle of that Seahawks defense, and the Watchdog faithful come to their feet. 1:14 to go on the clock. Seahawks 9, Watchdogs 6. Peyton Hoffman with Oberle to hold. Snap, hold, the kick is no good. Looked pretty good from this angle, but the officials did signal no good. So with 1:14 to go here in the second quarter, Seahawks 9, Watchdogs 6. And Watchdogs got a little new life into them right before halftime. We'll go to a quick 30-second commercial break.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
All right, fans, welcome back. Beresford High School, Cortland Carnes Stadium. Jared Olson on the call. Watchdogs coming off of a Malachi James 31-yard touchdown run. Brings the score Seahawks 9, Watchdogs 6, 1:14 to go. Again, I'll try to keep you updated on the clock here as the clock is running. And whatever the Bridgewater Emory Ethan decides to do with the time left, they have 6 blockers up front here on this kickoff return, going with a 6-3-2. Hoffman does send it right, kicks it out of bounds, so that will be a penalty. Seahawks will have good field position. Again, I'm assuming it's 1:14 on the clock with the wind at their back. They've been explosive. Woolman's been able to roll out and break free. We've seen the speed out of the freshman Jax Kurtenbach. We've seen that Macklin Weber and KJ Ripley are weapons offensively. So, again, we would assume with 1:14 to go on the clock that the Seahawks will look to advance the ball here, and they're going to come out with a spread formation. So, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Woolman back in the gun. Looking left. Pressure's coming from Shirk behind. Somebody's shoe or something just came off. Woolman is sacked in the backfield. Cooper Nelson got him, but that was pressure from Cohen Shirk. And he did lose his shoe, so Cohen Shirk does lose his left shoe on the chase. Forces Woolman to go out to his right where Cooper Nelson meets him with a sack. Loss of 5 on the play. Clock is still running, 45 seconds and ticking. 2nd and 15 now for the Seahawks from their own 30-yard line. Nice job by the defensive backs. Woolman had time there initially before he saw Cohen Shirk coming at him and had to roll out to the far right side. Seahawks handed off up the middle, met by a host of Watchdogs. Gain of 4. Seahawks seem content at this point now to just run the ball and let the clock tick. We are now at 15 seconds to go here before halftime. Seahawks are sending a couple of players out into the offensive formation. Doesn't look like they're too excited about getting up to the line, run and play. 3, 2, 1. That is the end of the half. So at halftime, we got a good one here. 11B matchup between the visiting Bridgewater Emory Ethan Seahawks 9 and your home Beresford Watchdogs on homecoming 6. Fans, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, one commercial break, and we'll come back and recognize the Hall of Fame inductees.
Are you stuck in a job that gives you no family life? Work for Sioux Steel and enjoy a 4-day work week. Choose from first or second shift and receive a sign-on bonus.
Can we get the camera that's on commercial to show the track or not, or is that too late for that?
Machine operators and general laborers for both first and second shift.
I mean, I think we're going to be back in before. I think we're going to be back in before they start announcing. But
interviews Monday through Thursday from 1 till 5, or apply online at SiouxSteel.com. Join the Sioux Steel team and work a flexible, family-friendly 4-day work week.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials.
Okay, you got me coming out here. You got me coming back live.
Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
They're working left to right, I believe. If you can get left, or if it doesn't, that's fine.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats?
All right, fans, welcome back. Halftime here. It's homecoming. It's Hall of Fame weekend and a big part of the weekend. So on the track now are the honorees that will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So the Beresford School District will have its Watchdog Hall of Fame induction ceremony on Saturday, September 14th, 2024. The ceremony will begin at 7 p.m. and is open to the public. So, again, if you want to be there and watch the induction ceremony, show up at the Bridges at Beresford at 7 o'clock. Again, if you have tickets to the meal, that meal will start at 6. Doors will open around 5:15, 5:30, so anytime you come in, socialize a little bit. The meal will start at 6 if you have a ticket already. Again, we're excited to induct the following individuals and teams into our Watchdog Hall of Fame. In the Pillar of Academics and Achievement, we're proud to induct Dr. Marilyn Carlson Aronson and Dr. Chad Miller. In the Pillar of Fine Arts, we're proud to induct Mr. Norm Tweet and the Bach family. In the Pillars of Athletics, Mr. Ted Lyle, and we've referenced the 1987 football team already. And in the Pillar of Distinguished Service, we're proud to induct Mr. Mike McGill and Miss Pat McGill. So again, it's going to be a great evening. I encourage everyone to show up at the Bridges at Beresford at 7 o'clock tomorrow night to be part of the induction ceremony. The speeches, the acceptance, the intros. It's always a great time, and we appreciate the sponsorship and support by the Beresford Area Arts, the Beresford Booster Club, the Watchdog Foundation, and the Beresford School District making this joint effort. Hall of Fame weekend, Hall of Fame event is one of my favorite events of the school year, and we appreciate all the work that everybody does. And again, it's a great opportunity to recognize Watchdogs' accomplishments throughout the year. So that'll be a great event tomorrow night. We will go to a quick commercial break. I shouldn't say quick. We'll go to a commercial break. There are 17 minutes on the clock here left in this halftime. They'll put another 3 minutes on. So if you want to set your own reminder, it's going to be about 18 to 20 minutes. And we'll be back on and live here with Watchdogs.Live, Dogboard Entertainment. Jared Olson, we see you in the third quarter.
Ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Fiesta Foods in Beresford is a family-owned grocery store that offers a convenient one-stop shop for everything you need when it comes to groceries. With their weekly ad and their website, you can also find the deals in every aisle. And don't forget about their butcher counter in the back that features the best cuts of meat in the area. Fresh bakery and fresh produce, Fiesta Foods has it all when you're looking to shop in the Beresford area. No matter the season, open 7 days a week. It's Fiesta Foods in Beresford.
Ag Service Partners is your trusted company for Pioneer seed, chemicals, and crop insurance. Pioneer Seeds has developed and tested products to meet your challenges in the field. Ag Service Partners also has you covered when the white rain comes or anything else you may need with crop insurance. Tested and tried chemicals right here in the area to provide the best yield for your field. Write down the number and contact Ag Service Partners for the best farming season year in and year out.
For over 80 years, Sioux Corporation has been designing and manufacturing industrial pressure washers, steam cleaners, water heaters, water chilling systems, and steam generators to serve the needs of their customers. Sioux Premium Equipment is designed and built with reliability, performance, durability, and user safety as its top priorities. Sioux is locally owned and operated in Beresford and a proud supporter of all things Watchdog activities.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
If it's time for a new roof, maybe it's time we talk. Hi, I'm Scott Durkis with Premier Systems Roofing. We offer free inspections and estimates, full labor and manufacturer warranties, and we are a preferred contractor for insurance companies. We've been a South Dakota company since 2002, serving the entire state. and we are proud to sponsor South Dakota sports and activities. Premier Systems Roofing. On time, on budget, and on call 24/7.
It's known as a hidden gem, one of the best 9-hole golf courses in South Dakota. The Bridges at Beresford Golf Course is top-notch, but with the golf season coming to an end, the Bridges still has plenty going on. Their event center can accommodate weddings, anniversaries, bridal showers, baby showers, or meetings. Save their phone number, check out their website, and be sure to sign up for their monthly e-newsletters to stay up to date on specials and events at the Bridges at Beresford.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Yeah. Another one. Yep. Man, this town's changed. Yeah. About damn time.
Beresford Telephone is your full-service local telephone company, providing telephone service, sales, high-speed fiber optic internet packages, and professional surveillance systems for both commercial and residential customers. Beresford Telephone also offers the only in-town gig-certified internet provider, which offers the highest speed services. Wanting to upgrade your existing service? Contact Beresford Telephone today and let them get started on your high-speed services in no time.
Give it off to C-State, gliding to the basket. Out to 3, Jay Hayes. Good. And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Whether you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Shear, Magnolia, Salon, and Beauty Bar offers you normal services but more. We offer haircuts for men, women, and children. Aaron and Kale are the 2 stylists. They don't have specific hours but will stay open late to accommodate families that are always on the go. Their services include full body waxing, mani-pedis, coloring, spray tanning, and more. They are your #1 choice for all things beauty. Located in Beresford, South Dakota. Call 605-763-2011 for your appointment.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, you can be confident you're getting the best. You can buy in store or order what you need online for curbside pickup or delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore Paint from Ace at participating stores.
Find Benjamin Moore Paint and other great products at your locally owned Olson's Ace Hardware in Beresford.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Classics Lounge in downtown Beresford is your destination for fun with darts, pool, and to catch all the action no matter what game it is. The colder season is here. Keep your perfect golf swing by using the indoor golf simulator. From the gridiron to the court, Classics is your spot to catch all activities of Watchdogs Live. Ready to cool off with a cold one? Classics Lounge is always ready to serve them up with a bite to eat too. That's Classics Lounge in downtown Beresford.
Customer service is more than just a word. It's what Jensen Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance does every day.
We have more companies than most agencies in town. We're able to find a competitive market for each family. We're able to farm that out, quote it with each of our carriers, including Auto Owners Insurance, of course, and see where it best fits.
In Sioux Falls, Beresford, and Elk Point, go to jensenagencyonline.com to find out more. Jensen Insurance Agency, building relationships since 1944.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Are you stuck in a job that gives you no family life? Work for Sioux Steel and enjoy a 4-day work week. Choose from first or second shift and receive a sign-on bonus. Sioux Steel builds farm bins and livestock solutions. Sioux Steel is hiring right now for machine operators and general laborers for both first and second shift. Sioux Steel makes it easy to apply. Go to their ProTech division in Lennox for walk-in interviews Monday through Thursday from 1 till 5, or apply online at SiouxSteel.com. Join the Sioux Steel team and work a flexible, family-friendly 4-day work week.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, W-E. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Fiesta Foods in Beresford is a family-owned grocery store that offers a convenient one-stop shop for everything you need when it comes to groceries. With their weekly ad and their website, you can also find the deals in every aisle. And don't forget about their butcher counter in the back that features the best cuts of meat in the area. Fresh bakery and fresh produce, Fiesta Foods has it all when you're looking to shop in the Beresford area. No matter the season, open 7 days a week. It's Fiesta Foods in Beresford.
Ag Service Partners is your trusted company for Pioneer seed, chemicals, and crop insurance. Pioneer Seeds has developed and tested products to meet your challenges in the field. Ag Service Partners also has you covered when the white rain comes or anything else you may need with crop insurance. Tested and tried chemicals right here in the area to provide the best yield for your field. Write down the number and contact Ag Service Partners for the best farming season year in and year out.
For over 80 years, Sioux Corporation has been designing and manufacturing industrial pressure washers, steam cleaners, water heaters, water chilling systems, and steam generators to serve the needs of their customers. Sioux premium equipment is designed and built with reliability, performance, durability, and user safety as its top priorities. Sioux is locally owned and operated in Beresford and a proud supporter of all things Watchdog activities.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
If it's time for a new roof, maybe it's time we talk. Hi, I'm Scott Dorcas with Premier Systems Roofing. We offer free inspections and estimates, full labor and manufacturer warranties, and we are a preferred contractor for insurance companies. We've been a South Dakota company since 2002, serving the entire state, and we are proud to sponsor South Dakota sports and activities. Premier Systems Roofing, on time, on budget, and on call 24/7.
It's known as a hidden gem, one of the best 9-hole golf courses in South Dakota. The Bridges at Beresford Golf Course is top-notch, but with the golf season coming to an end, the Bridges still has plenty going on. Their event center can accommodate weddings, anniversaries, bridal showers, baby showers, or meetings. Save their phone number, check out their website, and be sure to sign up for their monthly e-newsletters to stay up to date on specials and events at the Bridges at Beresford.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Yeah. Another one. Yep. Man, this town's changed. Yeah. About damn time.
Beresford Telephone is your full-service local telephone company, providing telephone service, sales, high-speed fiber optic internet packages, and professional surveillance systems for both commercial and residential customers. Beresford Telephone also offers the only in-town gig-certified internet provider, which offers the highest speed services. Wanting to upgrade your existing service? Contact Beresford Telephone today and let them get started on your high-speed services in no time.
Give it off to Seahawks, gliding to the basket. Out to 3, Jay Hayes. Good.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Shear, Magnolia, Salon, and Beauty Bar offers you normal services but more. We offer haircuts for men, women, and children. Aaron and Kale are the 2 stylists. They don't have specific hours but will stay open late to accommodate families that are always on the go. Their services include full body waxing, mani-pedis, coloring.
All right, fans, welcome back to the second half of this 11B matchup between the visiting Bridgewater Emery and Seahawks and your home Beresford Watchdogs. Watchdogs did win the toss, so they deferred to the second half, so Seahawks will kick off to the Watchdogs going right to left on your screen or south to north. Watchdogs will have a little wind in their face to start. Again, welcome on Watchdogs Live, Dog World Entertainment, Jared Olson and Jeff Boom on the call. Special guests here for Homecoming Weekend and Hall of Fame Weekend. Mike Tiedemann, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you, Jared. Glad to be part of this.
All right, Mike, we'll kind of get back to you in a moment here and talk about some of that 87 season, but get the return there is Jax Fickbaum. Works right, got a few blockers here. Going to be brought down right at the Watchdog 35-yard line. So, again, the Watchdogs have shown a lot of fight. They've gotten down a couple times, but spark that offense or even the defense with a big play. They've only given up 9 points, and really 2 of those were offensive. So they really only gave up 1 touchdown, forced the turnovers. Mike, maybe a couple thoughts from the first half that you watched.
Oh, I think we're playing pretty tough right now. We're hanging in there with a really tough team. We haven't played Bridgewater for a few years, so it's good to see a matchup against them again.
Yeah, Jeff talked about the rivalry early, and we lose that as we kind of teeter between 11A and 11B. Watchdogs handed off, gain of maybe a short 1 on the play, bring up second and a long 9 for the Watchdogs.
Well, as this game has played out, you can see there's a little bit of cat and mouse going on now. Similar to what we saw last week, Bridgewater now is starting to creep up against the line of scrimmage. They realize those quick passes can hurt. Malachi James has hurt him on the outside on quick screen passes with the extra effort. And all of a sudden you start to change your defensive philosophy a little bit. And so now the Watchdogs are going to have to do some adaptation to that as well. So it'll be interesting to watch this next quarter. Looks like the formations are starting to get a little different. We got Tate Tweet now playing fullback. I think he just moved a little early there, but starting to look at maybe saying let's do a little bit more of that power football. Try to match Bridgewater at their own game and see if we can get them a little off balance. Next thing you know, we can start going back into that passing attack.
All right, so a gain on first, penalty here brings up second and now 14 for the Watchdogs. Just started the second half for those tuning in.
And so, Mike, as we're jumping here into second down, you're a native here, you live here, but it's a special weekend in so many ways other than just being homecoming.
Absolutely. My kids are in the school system here. My oldest graduated last year, so he was playing football for the Watchdogs, and I've got a 6th grader who's coming up that's going to be playing for the Watchdogs, and my daughter's a junior. So homecoming weekend's always special. It was back when we were in high school.
It's tradition, it's history, and obviously you've not just lived it through your own eyes and experiences, but now you're watching your kids do it as well. And you're sitting here. It's it's homecoming. It's Hall of Fame week. You're going to be a part of that team in the 1987 team, and you're going to get honored tomorrow with teammates like myself. And so, over the years that you've come here and you've watched, Gavel participate in 4 years of this, and you look back over this field and think that you were out there, 1987, when we're out there trying to fight our way through some playoff games. It's kind of a unique feeling, isn't it?
It's very much a unique feeling to be from this perspective, and it's hard for me to sit up in the stands during a game. I prefer. Nope.
That is
punt.
Tate. No, excuse me. That is Hammenberg punting. We saw him late last week. I believe it was an injury that brought in Hammenberg. So he kicks that out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So Seahawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30.
Yeah. So Mike, you've been kind of around this game for a long time, and like you said, it's hard to sit in the stands and watch. But you haven't really sat in the stands. You've been doing a lot of different parts. So talk a little bit about what you've been doing with Beresford football over the last how many years?
Mostly just working with my own son and his flag football team. Last year I kept stats for the varsity, so it was good to be down on the field there. I spent 17 years as a high school and junior high football coach myself, so.
That is the Seahawks working off the right side. Big sweep out to the right side. That is number 10, the running back, Macklin Weber. Big gain for the Seahawks. They bring it into Watchdog territory, now 1st and 10 from the Watchdog 42.
So, yeah, it's hard for me to sit still in the stands. I prefer to be standing on the sidelines, and often we'll watch home games from the corner of the field over there and maybe walk the opposite sideline with the team and move up and down the field so I can feel like I'm part of the action.
Sure. It's a different look when you're down there and you can kind of hear the cracks and all that too, isn't it? So here of a short gain on 2nd down. So Mike, one of the reasons that I brought you up here is your situation. As we come into this Hall of Fame weekend, celebrating the championship, your experience is different from anybody else on the team, and it's unique because something happened in that semifinal game, and Tim Greenfield alluded to it here in the second quarter, but. Walk us back through that particular moment, and and then just kind of walk us through it. Knowing after we won that game, like how did those emotions and everything feel?
Yep, I'll go into that right after this play here.
Seahawks under center, gonna option out to the left, pitches it out to the left side. That is again number 10, Macklin Weber. Ran out of bounds there by Isaac Bowden. That gain is good enough. That's 12 yards. Gain's good enough for a Seahawk 1st down. They'll take over 1st and 10, or they will have a 1st and 10 from the Watchdog 30.
So we were going into that Platte game. That was huge. I remember watching during fall camp. I saw a story on the Platte football team. They were undefeated the year before, hadn't been scored on, and as we approached the playoffs, kind of kept an eye on them. And they were undefeated again up until we met them in the semifinals.
Dive up the middle from the Seahawks. Gain of about 3 on the play, brought down by 52, Jace Adams. Bring up 2nd and 7 for the Seahawks.
So we were really pumped for that football game. We went out there. It was a long bus ride. And I remember warming up for the game, how cold it was. Didn't feel like I was dressed appropriately, but got a good sweat going. They hadn't been, like I said, they hadn't been scored on now in 2 years, and we drove down the field on that first drive and punched them in the mouth and scored. So kind of set the tone for, okay, maybe these guys aren't supermen and we can play with them.
That is Woolman with a reverse pivot out the right side. Does keep it himself with some lead blockers. Gain of about 6 on the play to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Seahawks.
So we get into the game and we're kind of battling back and forth. We're doing really well. I remember their I'm sure you talked about Corbin Nelson.
Yep.
The guy was a beast. And I can remember lining up at the nose position on the defense, and Jeff was the linebacker right behind me, and he'd come up and tap me, and he'd like, Mike, they're in that power eye again. They're coming right at us.
And then come they did. It was a never-ending, it was 2 yards, cloud of dust. Oh, beautiful run there by.
Yeah, that is going to be a 20-plus yard touchdown run there from, I believe it was Macklin Weber, went to the far corner, but broke a couple tackles and takes it in for the score. So Seahawks now lead 15-6 with the point after attempt coming.
And it's funny, Mike, we're just talking about physical running with Corbin Nelson, and then we just watch here with Macklin coming up the middle. Kind of broke a tackle fairly easily for him, so you could see he's a hard physical runner, and that really allowed him to pop it for the big one and take it to the house.
Absolutely, and I recall talking about even during the game and after, we felt like if they had given Corbin Nelson the ball every single down, I don't know if we would have beat him that night.
Right. Yeah.
Because he was such a strong runner, and anyway, so getting to my story, he was what was it? About 2 minutes left in the game, I think it was, or maybe it was 3. I was running the ball just off tackle, got the call, and got stood up. I was about 3 or 4 yards deep into their territory, and linebacker stood me up, and instead of keeping my feet moving like I should have, I locked my leg back, and the corner came in and took out my knee, and pretty much ended the night for me there on that field. So I didn't get a chance. I remember laying there just kind of in shock. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get up. We got to win this football game. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to play. I mean, it was excruciating. And I remember I stood up and the crowd was clapping, and I'm like, okay, I got this, and kind of even jogged off the field a little bit. And I remember Ken Bonte was kind of checking me out, and he's like, Mike, okay, put some weight on. I put my weight on it, and it collapsed on me again. He goes, okay, you probably should sit down. And I think we're going to get you into the Washford fans going crazy.
So when we get back from this kickoff, Mike, I want to talk a little bit about that transition through that week.
Fickbaum takes the kickoff return, brings it out to the 26-yard line, brought down by a group of Seahawks. Watchdogs 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line.
And so it's obviously an emotional win. You know, any time, doesn't matter what high school football team, your goal is to get yourself into that final game. You know, win or lose, it felt like it's a successful season to get yourself on the artificial turf in Vermilion. And so you have a chance when you get there. But as we're all celebrating on the field, you're dealing with your knee.
Right.
And so now we go into the week, and there's a lot of hype, and there's all these things going on. And how do you handle that now when we're having this conversation? And, ultimately it's like you're not going to be able to play, and you know it.
Yeah. No, I knew I wasn't going to play. I had a brace on my leg from my ankle up to my hip, and I was going to be part of it all the way through the end, even though I knew I wasn't going to step on the field that night.
And what was so interesting, that particular season, obviously you're running a Jim Heron offense. It's a ground and pound type of thing. We're not going to get flashy. It's going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and everybody on the planet knows it.
Yeah.
But it's like we're going to run it until you stop it type of mentality. And
the ball was Oberle's pass intended for Peyton Hoffman is tipped, and the safety in the middle does pick it off. So Watchdogs turn it over there on the interception. Seahawks 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line.
And so, Mike, you weren't the prototypical fullback as you come in at 200 pounds, but I think Coach Heron realized, hey, I've got someone that's another offensive tackle.
Absolutely.
But having him in the backfield.
Yep.
And just created one more option. But if we look back in the stats, I think you averaged that season somewhere around 5 yards a carry, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I found out today when Dr. Deegan congratulated me on getting inducted in, and He's like, you had a heck of a season. You were rushing for over 5 yards a carry. I'm like, I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't something like we were going to feed Mike Tiedemann all night long with the ball. But, you know, as a blocker, obviously it was an integral part of the success and just having that physical presence. You know, having someone that plays fullback and then the other side of the ball is a nose guard just isn't something you typically see in a high school football roster.
No. Yeah, I think I was probably my junior year running about 215, 220. And, I was lucky enough. I was fairly quick on my feet, and you had to be. I mean, our backfield was so fast. We're looking at 2-3 years of state track champions in our backfield. And you had to be fast to be ahead of him if you were going to block him, because Greenfield would he wasn't going to slow down. He'd put his helmet right in my back if I got in his way. So.
Yeah, I think you probably got a lot of bruises on your back from Tim Greenfield putting his head down, and you know, probably in most states it would be a felony what he was doing to you as he was running through the hole. But you know, the one thing I would say, you know, Mike, you had said this, and this was probably some years ago. I remember you saying it, and you know, you said, "Well, was I really a part of the championship because I wasn't, you know, on the field that night that we hoisted the you were on the field, but you didn't play in the game."
Right.
I think everybody on that team would argue that that's not the case. We probably aren't in that position, you know, without you playing that fullback position. But you know, you were a junior. You know, there was a cast of characters in your class. There was a cast of characters in all of them, but your class was kind of unique with the personalities and those types of things. And is there any specific moment or time that you look back and say, gosh, that was just really a special moment, whether it was funny or memorable?
I don't know if you recall, but every single Monday night, and it was probably 90% of the time, the whole team gathered, not the whole team, but the varsity starters and our statisticians, Greg Moore, Chad Miller, at my house to watch Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And I think we were just a very close-knit team, and you guys so successful. And I said, well, it's not that we were stellar athletes or we were that great. We were just super close as a team, and we knew we could depend on each other when the time came. And we did. We leaned on each other when it was getting rough in a game, and we'd get after each other in the huddle a little bit, but we all knew we were there for one another.
Well, and the one thing that stands out, we always had a motto: if you made a mistake, it was your turn then to make the next big play.
Yep.
And right now, the Watchdogs, they need somebody right now to be that guy that steps up and makes that big play. You know, causing a fumble or some sort of a strip right now would be really essential on this 3rd and short.
Yeah, Watchdogs getting a dose of Macklin Weber.
There we go.
And right as you reference it, Woolman turns around, tries to get it to Macklin Weber. Again, just a miscommunication. And the defensive line for the Watchdogs comes in and takes advantage of that little miscue. So now what was 3rd and maybe a yard now is 4th and about 4 with 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter.
On that football field because the fog is so thick.
It would be one of those games where Live Ticket would not have a successful evening, I would guess.
No, the cameras, you would not be able to see the players out on the field.
All right, false start penalty is going to go against the Seahawks as the preliminary signal. Watchdogs will accept that. So now we're going to be 4th and 10 for the Seahawks from the Watchdog 27-yard line. So a couple of big things happening here for the Dogs. Again, you're down 10, but with 14 minutes to go here, certainly not over.
There's plenty of time yet to get back into this.
And just when you see Bridgewater, you know, really starting to roll here, and you're starting to think, okay, well, they're going to start.
Joe Sharp with a sack. That's a loss of another 12 yards. 4th down, turnover on downs. That is a huge play from the senior Joseph Sharp. Drove Woolman back. He tried to escape.
Hopefully that's the momentum they need to get it back now on offense.
Well, just as we talked, someone needs to step up and make a big play. And what happens? Bridgewater stubs their toe a little bit, pushes them back to the 4th and makes a great sack on a very athletic quarterback.
Oberly up the middle.
Good play.
Found an opening. Gain of 11 on the play to bring up a 1st down. Watchdogs 1st and 10 from midfield with one.
Whether it's at the junior high level, the varsity level, momentum breeds additional momentum, doesn't it? And
Absolutely.
All of a sudden you can get a team a little down pretty quickly on just a 3 or 4 good solid plays in a row.
And once you get past that 50-yard line with that momentum, everything just seems to feel like it goes in your favor.
Watchdogs go back to same or similar play, overly stuffed at the line of scrimmage, lost to 1. So now 2nd and 11 here for the Watchdogs with under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Well, Mike, we appreciate you coming up here. Great career. Certainly beloved as a teammate as well, and so appreciate you coming up and sharing some of your stories with us.
Thank you, Jeff, and congratulations to you as well.
Yeah, Mike, best of
catch.
I look back just at the wrong moment. You guys take me through it. What happened here?
So, we buy some time. We a little bit of rollout. Hayden Hammenberg finds that, as we start to see this team run some of those quick passes. Some of these passes downfield are going to start to open up, and this is a good example. Hayden Hammenberg finds his way open. Oberle makes a nice pitch and catch, about a 20-yard gain there, and we're back in business.
3 receivers left, 2 right, but coming through the line like a rocket. Looking at the fans there, that is number 63, Jason Zeeb. We referenced Zeeb earlier as the leading tackler for the Seahawks, and he had a sack for a loss there to bring up 2nd and 15 for the Watchdogs. We're going to get into the fourth quarter right after this break. Again, Mike, thanks so much. Best of luck. We'll see you tomorrow night.
You bet. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate it.
spray tanning, and more. They are your #1 choice for all things beauty. Located in Beresford, South Dakota. Call 605-763-2011 for your appointment.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, you can be confident you're getting the best. You can buy in store or order what you need online for curbside pickup or delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace at participating stores.
Find Benjamin Moore paint and other great products at your locally owned Olson's Ace Hardware in Beresford.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at CoreCares.
All right, fans, welcome back to Beresford High School. Kind of get you into the fourth quarter action here. Joining us here on Watchdogs Live, Dogbone Entertainment, Brad Peterson. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be here.
All right, we'll kind of get regrouped. We had a little bit of an interesting transition here with just some technical items. We stumbled out of the gate last week. We launched this week, and now we're still working through just a couple of camera items here, but I think we're up and going here yet. Watchdogs trail by 10 with 1 quarter to go here. Oberle reverse pivots out, gets it to James. He's trying to work out the left side, breaks a tackle, brought down for another small loss here, so bring up 4th and a bunch for the Watchdogs. But they are in Seahawks territory here, so probably in a position and the point of the game where you maybe got to go for it or you try to pin them deep here.
Yeah, I think being down by 10 at this point, you're on the right side of the 50. Well, it looks like we're going to punt.
We're going to punt and just try to maybe get something to happen where a muff punt or a turnover down maybe near their goal line. Back to punt for the Watchdogs is number 18, Hayden Hammenberg. He's a sophomore, 6'1", 155 pounds. Seahawks do kind of stay up. They're kind of looking for that fake. He's going to get a good one near the goal line. Bounces left, hit the goal pylon touchback.
Boy.
Knocked the pylon over. That was really close to pinning him at the 1 yard line.
That was a half a yard away from being something special. What a great effort as far as the punt. But, man, if we would have got him pinned back there on the half-yard line, we might be in business. So far, we've seen Bridgewater put it on the ground a few times. And so if we can get a turnover deep like this, and this is kind of where we need that big play that we talked about just before we ended the third quarter. We need someone to step up here, cause a turnover, cause a big play, get the ball back in our hands, and start driving down the field again. So Brad, you're coming up here. You're the third guest. We're going to the fourth quarter.
Best for last.
Yeah, best for last. That's right. So Brad, you're going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame with myself and the teammates here tomorrow night, and it's an exciting time and one that it's obviously deserved by winning the championship in the 1987 11Bs. One of the reasons I wanted to bring you up here, and the reason I want to bring you up after we talk to Mike, is Mike's got a unique story, and one that no one else has on the team, and the fact that he ended up with a season-ending injury right in the semifinals, and every kid that's played high school football wants to go play on that artificial turf, and unless you're playing for Vermilion and you're on it all the time, but you want to get into that final game and play on the artificial turf, and he did got robbed of that opportunity. But when you lose an integral part of a rushing attack, you got to replace it, and you ended up being a piece that had to change.
Oh, ball came free. Woolman was rushed. Train gets back near the line of scrimmage. Ball pops up. Watchdog football. Watchdog football. Watchdogs force a turnover. Woolman was scrambling, tried to come back up. It just popped free, straight in the air. Watchdogs jump on it. 1st and 10 from the Seahawk 24-yard line with 10 minutes and 16 seconds to go on the clock. Go ahead, guys. Finish up the story here.
So we have to come in and we have to do some alterations on your offense and your defense, and you didn't make a change on defense, but you had to move from tight end to fullback.
Yep.
And we talked with Mike, and Jim Heron in offense is 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and now you're going to be in the mix.
Yes.
Heavy in the mix. Oh, just overshot him. But let's talk about that transition. We're going into the biggest game of the season.
Yeah.
You're going into a position.
Yep.
Transition difficult, transition easy.
The nice thing is we've been in that offensive scheme for years now. We know it. The nice thing is it wasn't overly complex. Call of play, the numericals of the play pretty much stood for who's carrying it and what hole it's going in.
Mm-hmm.
And I had played some fullback, taken some reps earlier in the year, and never played it in the game, but I took some reps, so I kind of knew the position a little bit. And, sure enough, that made it a lot easier to get in and fill the position.
Well, we say easy, but we were taking on the Flandreau Flyers, who up front, it looked like there was a steer wrestler out there playing a nose guard or nose tackle for them, and not an easy task to go in with a team that averaged 200 plus on the line. Just big all over.
Yeah.
But you did make the transition, and because of that, obviously they held us to one touchdown.
Yes.
But because of that, someone had to make that change, and you were the guy. You were the guy to do it. But it's Tim and I talked about being a kind of a decorated football player that
Overly breaks free up the middle. Nice. First down or near first down play. Watchdogs did pick up an unnecessary roughness out of the Seahawks on Oberle's incomplete pass attempt 2 plays ago. So Watchdogs in really good position here. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down and 1 at about the 4-yard line.
And everyone knows it's this. You have to score a touchdown on this drive. If you don't score on this one, it's going to really be a morale changer. So this is going to put Beresford in a position where they're going to be able to carry this momentum in the rest of the game.
Oberle goes under center. He's got a good push. That's clearly a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal from about the 1-yard line. Oberle gets the first down. Fans are excited. They're into this one. Homecoming week, Brad. That's pretty exciting stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we'll hold off here till we. I'm gonna call it right now. Beresford scores on the next play.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to call it. I've been wrong so many times the last 2 seasons. Why not just call it? But boy, I hope I'm not wrong on this one.
All right, Watchdogs spread it out. Oberle is going under center again. You assume that we're going to run it. They blitz linebackers. He reaches. He gets it. No call made. He reached. Yes, late call on the near sideline. As he was going down, he reached out with the ball. So Ashton Oberle with we're going to credit a 1-yard touchdown run. It's now Seahawks 16, Watchdogs 12 with 8:59 on the clock.
So this is an interesting position we're in. Now, if you look at this, we obviously have a very capable kicker in Peyton Hoffman. Do you kick this field goal here? put yourself within 3 points, or do you get the
kick is up and good.
Or do you go for the 2 and field goal wins it? So we chose to do the kick. So, Brad, let's talk about this. We talked about Tim and myself. Had some accolades throughout the season. I would say, if I'm looking back, unsung hero, Brad Peterson's top on my list. And when you go through you had to make the transition in the biggest game of that season, obviously being the championship.
Yeah.
But if we walk through that playoff system, we go into to game 1. We're facing a team in Wagner, which when you look back, it's a team that scored the most points on us in that whole that postseason.
Yep.
We're at a point where we're a little bit on our heels. We were a little lost throughout that whole game, but in a very, very pivotal moment in the game, one of their players takes a kick return, and by all means, he's gone. And he's going to score a touchdown, and it's going to change the way that this game is going to come out.
Yep.
And walk us through that play, because you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do know. Receiver broke through. I was trailing him, and it was nothing but green in front of him. And at the last second, I dove and I caught a cleat maybe.
Yep.
At the most. And sure enough, it was just enough to trip him up, and it saved him from the touchdown.
We held him from scoring again.
Yep.
I think that might have been the one that would have tied the game up, I believe.
I think so. Yep.
And so
because it was later in the game.
Hayden Hoffman, good kick deep into the far corner, brought out by, I believe that's number 84, Landon Brummett. He breaks a few tackles, gets the Seahawks out into really good field position here. 8:50 to go. Seahawks 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Watchdogs 13 trail by 3 over the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's not ideal, obviously, to have them take one out to the 40. You want to win that field position battle. It obviously worked out very well on that last possession there. But you're back on defense. You know what you need to do. We're starting to watch the clock wane away, and this is going to be one of those drives where you really, really need to get the ball back, or you need to get off the field quickly to provide yourself enough time to put something together and try win this football game.
Seahawks get it to Macklin Weber. Flag on the play. Gain of a couple. We'll see what the flag is here. Holding call is a preliminary signal. Watchdogs will accept the penalty and back him up.
And so, Brad, we talked about that first game in the postseason. You have a really important tackle. Most people wouldn't necessarily remember that play and that particular player who made it. We go into the semifinal game. We had Mike up here. We talked about the injury. We may have to make the transition, middle of the fourth quarter. We need a touchdown to really say, okay, we think we have this game locked up, because Platt's got some things going where they're very dangerous, and you end up catching a difficult catch. You got to go up, catch the ball, score that touchdown. And talking about unsung heroes, we're running a play that, as we talked with Mike, I don't think he would disagree, probably not the most athletic guy, being at 200 pounds. And the most important, pass into the end zone that game, you're the guy that's there, and you're able to leave your feet, rein it in, and make a big catch and score that touchdown. So, another one of those moments where it's you making the big play, and then you go into that final game, and hey, how many big tackles did you make behind the line of scrimmage when they're trying to run their sweeps?
Well, within the first couple of minutes, they kept trying to run a sweep over the left side, which would put it on our right side, and I was the right side linebacker. And they weren't picking us. They weren't picking up us as linebackers, especially me. So I was able to get through the hole, and I just so happened they were still trying to do that sweep, and I got to the running back and dropped him for about 3 yards, and then a couple plays later they try it again, and same outcome. So they stopped running it, primarily that sweep to my side.
Yep. Basically, you single-handedly kind of took one play away from them in the game.
I had good defensive, good stop, a couple of stops at the beginning of the game, yes.
And once again, you had those big plays, and it wasn't
Woolman, when he needed a pass and a reception, finds his receiver. It was 4th and 10, picks up 15 yards. That one went to Jax Kurtenbach. We referenced Jax earlier as the freshman running back, wide receiver / maybe quarterback to come for the Seahawks. Fresh set of downs here for the Seahawks with 7:52 to go on the clock.
So, Brad, as we talk through that, you're in the transition, you're playing the fullback, you've made some big plays, tackles for loss. They've got a high-powered passing offense. We saw it when they were here playing us in homecoming. We saw it again down in the Dome. We were having a lot of success keeping that at bay. But you were also part of that where the blitzing, was paying off, and you got some shots on Delaney as well.
Yes.
Who was a big quarterback.
Yeah, he was a good-sized quarterback. He could have certainly been a great tight end or even a tackle, but he was strong arm and solid quarterback for him.
And so I look back in that whole season, and I think that there was definitely times where you probably should have been recognized more for what you did, and maybe that guy's, like I said, the unsung hero of that season.
Thank you.
In a lot of different ways.
Seahawks work out to their left, not on the watch of number 65, Cohen Shirk. The senior defensive lineman came out there and made a stop.
So Brad,
second and about 15 here for the Seahawks.
Brad, talk to us a little bit. You played your season. You had a son that had played here, had had some shoulder injuries and stuff that kind of kept him from doing it. But you're watching the football field that you were on in 1987, and if you look at it now at 54 years old, do you want to go out there and go do a little bit more of that? Or
I'd still like to go hit somebody as hard as I could.
Sure.
I don't know if my body would like me to.
One time.
One time. We're going to get her done one time.
I want to hit somebody as hard as I can. I don't want them to hit me as hard as they can.
Woolman looks out to his right side, finds his wide receiver, number 84, Landon Bromett, the senior wide receiver.
And speaking of making the big plays, right now, quarterback for Bridgewater, Woolman, he's making them. He's dropping the ball where it's supposed to be. The receiver catching the ball. They're moving the sticks, and so now we're back in crunch time for the Watchdogs. Someone needs to make the big play. They got to get these stops on the first down runs, force them into the passing downs, and get a pass deflection, get something where we get the ball tipped in the air and make the big play and get the ball back in our hands, or maybe take one to the house. But this is you can tell right now it's a very emotional game on the football field. A lot of hits, a lot of good hits. So Brad, looking back on that whole season, obviously there's tons of memories. Is there any one specific memory that you had that you kind of go back and say, man, that was, whether it was funny or whatever, is there anything in there that you're thinking of?
Oh, there's a couple I could probably think of. Well, for the semifinal game where I got thrown in since Mike got taken out with an injury, catching the touchdown, that was a highlight.
Sure.
One of probably the most memorable stories was our halftime of our first game with Canton. That's probably one that sticks out the most because we came in there feeling pretty good about ourselves, and we were had a pretty big ego going on, thinking we were pretty talented, and
right.
we could probably just walk into these games and just beat up on people and get the win. Needless to say, that's not what happened. We came out and we were playing Canton that first game, and we were getting throttled.
We did not look like a championship team that night.
We were nowhere near a championship-looking team that night. And, Canton was just rolling it on us, and we go in for halftime, and that was one of the most enlightening halftime speeches that Coach Heron kind of lit us up.
Yeah, we removed some things from our locker that was on our lockers. We removed some headgear that we had underneath the helmets. There was a lot of things that changed that night, but it did cause us to have more of a workman-like attitude the rest of the game, and it probably was what we needed.
It was.
Rob Regier probably had the best highlight reel of his entire career on us in that Canton game, but after that we did turn it around, and our defense really stepped up the rest of the entire season. Well, Brad, we appreciate you coming up. I'm excited.
Thank you.
And honored to be inducted in the Beresford Hall of Fame tomorrow night with you. We've obviously
and you as well
remained friends, through all these years as well. But it truly is an honor. And as I said, if somebody was an unsung hero, you are absolutely the first one that comes to mind.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me up here.
Yeah, Brad, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night and celebrate you and the rest of your teammates. So enjoy the rest of the evening in the game. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right, fans, catching up with the action here. Seahawks have kind of been running the ball. Steady dose of number 10, Macklin Weber. Have had to throw a couple times, completed those, and just turned them into first downs. Now with 3:53 to go here on the clock. 3rd and 2 for the Seahawks into Watchdog territory, so we're certainly into 2-down territory here. Timeout as they talk about strategy here. Again, Seahawks 16, Watchdogs 13, 3:53 to go on the clock. 3rd and 2 for the Seahawks. I would assume we're probably going to see another handoff to the senior Macklin Weber, and hopefully from the Seahawks standpoint, they're looking to just trying to get this last first down and really be able to chew some clock up at that point.
Yeah, Macklin, has had a really nice game here tonight, as advertised. He's a physical runner. He's got some speed, patient at times too. It's he's like, hey, I'm not going to get defeated here. If I have a carry that goes for a yard or two, he'll come back and pop a 10-yarder on you the next time he gets the ball. And you got to hand it to the offensive line. For Bridgewater as well tonight. They've been able to get to the edges and create some of those big plays, and it's one of those games that's interesting. You can go 2-3 plays and really hold them to a yard or two, and then they can just spring one on you for 10 yards. We've avoided other than the one big touchdown there, we've avoided the big long touchdown, but boy, this drive is a killer when they just continue to eat up clock and grind out first downs.
Yeah, they're going to go I formation here. Weber as the up back. He's going to get the first down. Take it to about the 9-yard line. So we first and goal from the Watchdog 9 with 3:48 to go on the clock. Jeff, as we were visiting with Brad there was a play. There's a kid I wanted to recognize. Macklin Weber was running the ball, and out comes number 24 for the Watchdogs, freshman linebacker Landry Sims. Dude's 5'7", 140 pounds, playing varsity football, and he came up and made the pop and brought him down. Stopped the Seahawks for a gain of a couple there and just gave the Watchdogs a chance. And pretty big shoes there as a freshman to fill that void. On the carry off the right side, it is the guy, Macklin Weber, the senior. A couple of Watchdogs tried to run him out of bounds or bring him down, but he did reach and extend and get the touchdown. So Macklin Weber with the 9-yard touchdown run. It's now Bridgewater Emory Ethan Seahawks 22, Beresford Watchdogs 13. With the point after attempt coming out for the Seahawks. Their kicker is number 78, Creighton Klum. He's a sophomore, offensive, defensive lineman, 6'3", 199 pounds. And he'll look to see if he can make this a 10-point game or not. No, that one is blocked. So now a 9-point game, still a 2-possession game, Jeff, with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go on the clock. Watchdogs will look to set something special up here on a return. We've seen a little bit of reverse out of them before. We'll see what the special teams decides to dial up, but going to have to work quick. Again, still a decent little breeze. It will be at our back as we look with this final 3 minutes and change, try to get a quick score.
Yeah, you don't want to say you're in desperation, but things are going to have to really pick up, as far as your intensity on the offensive side of things. And I think the biggest thing here, if you're talking to Oberly, you don't need to panic. If you're going to take the sack, you don't need to just throw it up. If we're in a 4th and long, obviously the ball's got to get out of your hand, but right now you don't want to just go right into a turnover. Take your time. He's very good at kind of moving around the pocket. Bridgewater has also shown tonight that they can bring a lot of heat, and I expect that they're going to do that and continue to blitz. I do want to just go back to that touchdown. It's really tough to stop a running back like Weber, I think that, just looking at that run, I think it was intended to go inside. Nothing there. He just turns his shoulders and just turns on the gas. And, boy, it's amazing how he can really get a burst so quick, and got to the outside for that touchdown, and had to work for it there in the corner, but was able to punch it in. But really tough to stop a guy that can stop direction that quick and then all of a sudden beat you to the outside too.
Watchdogs with Malachi James and Jax Fickbaum back. Fickbaum with some bounces. He was just out of bounds. That is going to be where it's called out. He just slipped with his left foot, just slipped out of bounds as he picked it up. So close to having an opportunity to maybe picking up a penalty there. He just wasn't really sure what to do with it. It looked like it was maybe going to die, so he tried to plant his feet and take off with it, and his foot did slide just out of bounds. So officials will talk. Head coach Scott Ebert was right over there visiting with the official at that point, just clarifying what he saw, and should it be a kick out of bounds, or will Watchdogs take over 1st and 10 from their own 14? Flag was thrown, so they talked about what they saw. Coach Ebert questioned it. Officials came together. From what he described, he saw, they throw the flag, so Watchdogs will obviously take that penalty.
I'm a little confused. I don't know what they saw. From our point of view, it looked like the ball was still in the field of play. Fickbaum got his hands on it. His foot came out of bounds. So there must be something interesting with that particular rule, because I certainly didn't see the ball actually get to the sideline.
It was happening fast. It was really close, but I'm not 100% sure where I thought from here. I saw the ball. I thought it maybe looked like it was still in the field of play, but nonetheless, this is the call that was made. So Watchdogs 1st and 10 from their own 35. Oberle back in an empty backfield. 3 receivers left. 2 to the right. Pump fake. He goes. Malachi James is open. He comes back to it, and he gets hit. No flags thrown, so Malachi came back for it. The defender on that play breaks it up. So pump fake, a little hitch and go, and James had a step and just couldn't quite pull it in. Watchdogs going home run on the first play there with 3:04 on the clock now.
Well, that was very, very close, happening very fast on the other side of the field. I don't know if that defender was able to get his head turned around. He obviously inhibited Malachi's ability to get back to the ball, but on the same token, the defensive backs have a right to the ball as well, and I'm not sure. I think Woolman was on the coverage there.
Quick little hit out here to number 1, Ian Henderson, the sophomore wide receiver. Again, we've seen that as a great way for the Watchdogs to pick up a few yards, and this way he gets out of bounds. So now a really manageable 3rd and 2 for the Watchdogs. We're just under 3 minutes to go here, but the clock stopped is probably the key.
And if you watch the defensive side here on the Seahawks, they seem like they're pretty comfortable rushing 4 people at this point, dropping 7, and saying, hey, if you're going to beat us, we're going to make you earn it here, and try to fill up the zones, the throwing zones, and going to open up. Well, as I was going to say, it's going to open up some opportunities for Oberle to probably get some running in, and sure enough, that's what they do next. So this is where you look at this. Yes, you need to score quickly. You need to do those things, but you also have to look at it and say, what is the defense giving us? You can't start to force throws into areas where there's nobody open. So sometimes you might just have to take it and just get these small little victory runs.
Peyton Hoffman, oh my goodness, almost the catch of the night. He was defended by number 84, Landon Bromett. Hoffman just had it in his fingertips. It was caught, and Bromett came in and knocked it out. Play before, Watchdogs, again, 3rd and 2, took what was given to him, get the first down, get to midfield, and get a fresh set of downs, and then take it another tack with maybe Peyton Hoffman where they were maybe eyeing some other receivers.
Well, and we had two near connections, puts a lot of pressure on the defense. They start to realize, hey, we're just one catch away from all of a sudden they're knocking on the door. Lots of pressure brought there. Very good defensive play there by
that was Bromett again. Yeah, Landon Bromett, the wide receiver, defensive back, breaks that one up. So now Watchdogs looking at a 3rd and 10. Ball still sits at the 50. 2:35 to go on the clock. Seahawks 22, Watchdogs 13.
And you wonder if we didn't show our hand too many times on the out route there, and Brummett said, hey, you know what, I'm going to jump this route and get my hand out there. But it also sets him up for an out and up. So we'll see if they try to.
Middle of the field, ball is tipped up. Intended receiver was Jax Fickbaum. Ball gets tipped in the air, luckily falls to the ground, but Watchdogs are in a position now.
Well, this next play, it's the ball game. You know,
another personal foul. I didn't see the flag thrown here, Jeff. We had one earlier during the visit, and they had a personal foul for a late hit against Oberle, and another personal foul here called against the Seahawks. So Watchdogs pick up a first down and a 15-yard advantage. So now 1st and 10 from the Seahawk 35-yard line with 2.5 minutes on the clock.
And it's just one of those things that just drives a coach crazy. You know, you've got a team against the ropes. You're going to put them in a 4th and long situation, and you just make a mental error, something you didn't necessarily need to do. But Watchdogs look a little out of sync here.
Giving Oberle a little bit of time, trying to go across the middle again, well covered. That was Fickbaum going across the middle again on the coverage. That's a big guy. That's a linebacker. It's 54, 64.
Yeah, it's Kean Stevenson.
Okay. Yeah, Kean Stevenson, the senior linebacker, 6 foot, 190 pounds, trying to keep up with one of our fastest players in Jax Fickbaum, and that's twice now he's been able to defend Fickbaum on the pass route. Deep pass attempt. Picked off. No flags thrown. Ball was in the air. Malachi James trying to come back to it. There was contact, but that is how that one's going to end, at least on that possession. Seahawks will get the turnover. 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. Watchdogs took a shot with the wind at the back, just sailed a little bit. James couldn't get free from the defender. Now with 2:19 to go, down by 9. Watchdogs be looking to strip the ball and force a turnover. And we all know where the ball is going to go in terms of Emory Ethan Seahawks. It's going to go into the hands of number 10, Macklin Weber, we could assume.
Yeah, here you can already see the Watchdogs are just going to come up, try to start stacking the line of scrimmage, just as in to mimic the formation that the Seahawks are in. And, this is one where if you can't get a strip, obviously they'll just run the ball 3 times here, soak the clock, try to work the timeouts on the Watchdogs just to try to milk that clock as much as possible and try to walk out of here with a victory. Right now they can even afford a score and still put themselves in a position that they're in the driver's seat. So right now I'm sure the Seahawks are feeling very comfortable. Just hand the ball off. If you got a punt out of that area, obviously it's dangerous. But even if something disastrous would happen, the harm that will happen here is somewhat limited because you've got that comfortable lead.
Yeah, timeout here to stop the clock. So 2:11 on the clock here in the 4th quarter. Again, Seahawks 22, Watchdogs 13 with 2:11 on the clock. Watchdogs with a nice defensive stand there. Again, a quick timeout to get the clock stopped. Bring up 2nd and 10 from the 5-yard line of the Seahawks. And again, we would just make the assumption we're probably going to see another handoff and keep the clock moving. But again, maybe it's an opportunity where they can fake a handoff and do a little rollout, a bootleg out to the naked side, and maybe try to complete a short pass or catch us off guard. But they obviously, with a 2-possession lead, want to see that clock tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, and having the luxury of the two-score lead allows you to say, you know what, we just want to advance the chains one more time. And that can allow you to do some of those things where you're like, well, maybe we're not going to run it. So here we do have a wide out. So it's possible here they may just say, let's try something and see if we can pick up one more first down. That's not on the ground, but I would be surprised if they still put the ball in harm's way at this point.
Yeah, that is the sure hands of Macklin Weber taking that carry as well. Timeout Watchdogs, no gain on the play. So nice job again by the defensive front. Again, knowing kind of what's coming and putting your defenders in place to stop what you anticipate coming. But 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go here on the game clock. Be 3rd and 10 for the Seahawks.
And it's good, smart coaching here. Keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving, and it's not moving because Beresford's using their timeouts. Even if something happens here, Beresford gets the ball back. Now you're really working against the clock even more because you don't have those timeouts to stop it. So you have to start working the sidelines, try to get out of bounds, stop the clock. We've already seen Brummert, hop a route just right before in the series before and knock a pass down. And when you have to play that sideline game, it really limits what you can do because you get a little afraid to go down the seam. You catch the ball, you get tackled, you already know you're going to burn up probably 20 seconds to try to get another play in and run another play. And so we really need to have some sort of a turnover or something here to keep Beresford's hopes up.
All right, big 3rd down play here for the Watchdogs on defense. I formation, Woolman under center. Going to hand off to the back, Macklin Weber.
You really, as a coach there, you don't want your running back to take it outside. Weber's had an amazing game. You're certainly not going to fault him for anything, but that's one where you go, hey, we really need to keep this ball. You just take a knee, you fall down, you do something just to make sure you're keeping that clock running. If you go out of bounds, there's really no advantage to running that play.
Yeah, it did a little favor for the Watchdogs. A gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. Does go out of bounds on the far side of the field, so it does stop the clock, 1:58. Back for the Watchdogs, Jax Fickbaum and Malachi James. Seahawks punting out of their own end zone, and they're going to get half the distance to the goal here on a false start. Kind of coming up here, Jeff, looking ahead, Watchdogs, let's do Bridgewater Emory Ethan. They will be at home next week against Wagner, 7 p.m. start. So that should be a good matchup for them. Watchdogs do have their bye week next week, so an off week for the Dogs to get regrouped. And then we will go 2 games on the road, probably 2 of the tougher games on the schedule to take on Elk Point Jefferson Huskies and the Dakota Valley Panthers. So we will travel. Watchdogs nearly got there. Fickbaum fair catches it at the Seahawks 34-yard line. Be 1st and 10 for the Watchdogs. Little wind at their back. Need 34 yards to score a touchdown here with 1:51 to go on the clock. So, again, Jeff, referencing an off week next week for the Dogs. 27th and October 4th, they'll be at EPJ and at Dakota Valley. And then we wrap up with 2 more games, regular season games at home on October 11th and October 18th. I believe we're going to have a couple of, maybe a student or a couple students hop on the headsets there. We might have a graduate coming back to join them on a call for a half. So some fresh things coming in October when we get back with Watchdogs Out Live, Dogbone Entertainment. Watchdogs did complete a pass over to Malachi James. Gave him about 5 on the play, and the Watchdogs do want to take a timeout. Just didn't want to take the time it would take to reset that one. So Watchdogs was 2nd and 5 from their Seahawk 27-yard line with 1:42 to go.
Yeah, if you look through the schedule for Beresford, this is where you look in the preseason and say, boy, we got a meat grinder coming in after the bye, and they certainly do. It's not going to get any easier. We've got ranked opponents in the 11B. We've got a tough 11A, Dakota Valley. We saw last year what they were able to do, and so you're not going to count yourself out in any of these games. Obviously, there's times, but we would definitely be an underdog going into probably all 3 of those. It's going to be vital to win one of those, I believe, in order to kind of keep your playoff hopes alive. Maybe 2. This was one of those games where pretty pivotal win if you want to start looking at postseason. So when they get that regroup, obviously they'll have 2 weeks to prepare to go into a super tough Husky environment, and so we'll see where things shake out once we get into that in 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, Huskies were 2-0 coming in tonight. They had the biggest probably matchup in 11B tonight.
Great game.
Against Winter, it was 12-0 at halftime. Winter had a lead. Dakota Valley comes in 1-1, but looking pretty good in 11A. Sioux Valley came into the night 2-0, and that's who we see on October 11th. And then Flandre will wrap up our regular season, and they came into tonight 3-0. So you're right, some stiff competition coming here for the Watchdogs. Again, bye week, 2 weeks on the road, and then we'll be back for the final 2 regular season games, October 11th and October 18th. Watchdogs here, 4th down and 11. Clock is running, 1:08 and ticking. Hoffman delivers the play into the offense. 2 receivers each side. Fickbaum next to Oberle. Going to get a reverse, some trickery. We got blockers out front. Malachi James in open space. He's at the first down, I believe.
The Beresford's really got to move here. You got to get lined up. Time is going to tick very quickly on us at this point.
So 43 seconds.
Got to get rid of the ball.
Oberle looking left. He's got to get rid of it. He is brought down in the field of play, so clock is running. Watchdogs receivers down in the end zone. They're going to have to hustle back and get set up. We're now at 28 seconds. Loss of a few on the play here. Not that matters. It's 2nd down. Looking left, going end zone. Peyton Hoffman just throwing out of bounds over by the track. So that does stop the clock with 18.1 on it. Bring up 3rd and about 15 for the Watchdogs from the Seahawks 24-yard line.
And with 18 seconds left, you can kind of see, it starts to dwindle pretty quickly. But, the fans are still here. They're still, this is that environment where it's still fun to watch, wide open. However, doesn't matter how we practice, you can't mimic this type of situation in practice very well. And so it gets a little chaotic. And, Oberle probably wishes he could have that one back where it ended up getting sacked. You can't take one there, but, he's a sophomore. He's still learning. He's becoming a very, very good quarterback. I'm excited about his future. That's probably one of those they'll look back, and he'll remember that in the years to come and say, okay, I just got to get this ball out of my hands regardless of what I do, but I cannot take the sack.
Oberle looks across the middle there. That was number 8, the sophomore Elias Perez. Watchdogs to their final down here with 14.7 on the clock. Jeff, it's been a heck of a game. I mean, we just have not given up. Both teams have provided a lot of excitement. First down, ball did come free. He is called down, so the official nearest there, ball was called down, so Fickbaum does get it. They'll set the ball and the clock will start, and they know that. So it's set. When it's whistled, they'll be ready to go. I think it went early. They started the clock early. They're going to have to stop this. The clock should have been stopped until the ball was ready for play. I believe it got started early, so the back judge is coming to talk to the referee. They're going to call up and tell the time to put back on. 10 seconds is what I believe they're showing, or 5.4.
Yeah, as an offense, you still have to get yourself up there because you're not going to be able to say, well, we're going to reset the clock, and now we're going to give you time. Once it's been reset, they blow the whistle, turn their arm.
Tell them 5.4 next door. 5.4.
So, this will
just 5.4, and then, okay, 1 second.
So we're working on the game clock right now. We've got 9 seconds left. Maybe that's what they were looking for, is a 5 and a 4, trying to say it was 9. Regardless, Seahawks get an interception there in this last play. That will wrap it up for the Watchdogs tonight. But, Jared, you'd said it. There was a lot of fight. Both teams really played hard tonight. You got to hand it to the Seahawks. Good. They really stuck with a game plan, I believe, tonight that worked very well for them. When you've got an exciting running back and one that's super durable, can get those tough yards, you just keep giving him the ball and say, hey, until you can stop it, we're going to do something different. And they just kind of hung into that whole mentality tonight. And so congratulations to the Seahawks. Played very well defensively as well.
Yeah, no, great showing. Again, the fans had a heck of a night. The stands were packed and both sides cheering. And, again, this will go down as a loss for the Watchdogs. Again, we appreciate everybody joining us here on Watchdogs Live, Dogbone Entertainment. We had, again, our original OGs of Easton Boom and Gavin Stewart. Axel's back again now, right? So, Axel, you were 7th grader. Axel Beering, a 7th grader. He's been taking you guys in and out of shots and running cameras for the last quarter or two here. So, I appreciate everybody's work on behalf of Watchdogs.live, Dog Bowl Entertainment. Jeff, again, a final congratulations to you and your teammates tomorrow, and we'll honor all of our Hall of Fame inductees. It's going to be a great night. Final call, people, if you want to show up at 7 o'clock, anybody is welcome to come, no charge. Anybody's welcome to show up at the Bridges at 7 p.m. As part of that induction ceremony, the speeches are always great and the stories, and it's always a good time. So, again, on behalf of the Beresford School District, Watchdogs.live, and Dog Bone Entertainment, have a good night.